you struggle to rank up in Rocket League? Are you stuck in Diamond while your other friends flex their SSL title? Well, look no further. I have partnered up with LTXAcademy as a coach, and we are ready to boost your gameplay. With multiple tournaments and trophies won and thousands of dollars earned, I will tailor to your needs and make sure you get to that next level. I'm also doing discounted prices for the first 10 days, so you do not want to miss out. And you are also probably thinking,
CMOS, how do I book a session with you?
well, that's easy. Just open up that fancy browser of yours, type metafy.gg/@cmasorl_, pick a session to your liking, book a time, and bang, you're booked, and I'll see you in the call. Once again, that's metafy.gg/@cmasorl_.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Welcome back, everybody, to the RSC. We've got some pretty incredible games here today. I'm here joined with Char, and he's going to run us through some what we got going on for today in the B stream.
Yeah, if we take a look over to our bracket, obviously today is that Master Day. It is the final day of gameplay for the RSC16, and we will be crowning, I think, the final champion, because I think the Challenger final is taking place today. Heard that somewhere. Not entirely sure. I'm just getting a yes as well. So Challenger final will be done before the end of this day. So this will be crowning the final champion of RSC16. And looking at this bracket, you've got a lot of very strong contenders. Obviously the Master tier, so all of these players have a lot of quality in their own right. You've got those upper bracket matchups of Inferno versus Montezuma and Illusion versus Vulcan, some titans in there. And then in the lower bracket as well, Berserkers versus Fire and, and not a lot of people would have expected them to be in that lower bracket, but they are there, and they're going to look to run that lower bracket, obviously, with Smashy on their team, a very, very good player. And then in the other lower round one, it is Tempest versus Nox. So some very, very interesting matchups. But for this B stream and for this next series, we will be focusing on that matchup of Inferno versus Montezuma. So that is what we will be looking at for just now.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. We've seen so many streams, so many playoffs going off this season. This is the last one of season 16. I think it's going to continue giving us some absolutely fantastic series throughout the day. But I think if we're looking into predictions, I think we're going to be moving into that very shortly. You know, I think for me, it's going to be a pretty easy one to call. But I think I'm going just Inferno 3-1. Inferno is just looking super strong, and it's not saying that Montezuma is not capable of bringing them to that full series, but I think that the chemistry on Inferno's team is going to take them up that one extra notch, and you know that's going to give maybe one game to Montezuma, but I think it's going 3-1.
Yeah, and I am gonna be boring, and I am gonna agree with you for the victor. I am gonna agree that it will be Inferno to win this series, and I'm not gonna make it particularly close. I'm gonna give it to them 3-0. I just think NC and Jay, these two players, they've played together for so long. They have the chemistry. They know each other so well, and they've done very, very well in RLCS together. They've made some very deep runs. I remember I did a team stream for them on Brave, obviously, and yeah, they did very, very well, ultimately losing out to a full pro team. So a very, very solid roster coming into this. But Montezuma, you never know what they can bring, because I don't think a lot of people had them getting here. I believe that they played Firen in the play-ins. I think
Yeah.
that also happened. And
Yeah,
they
they
managed
played Fire in 4-1.
Yeah, they managed to beat them 4-1, which I don't think a lot of people would have expected that, but we'll see what some people did expect here. If we take a quick look over to the talent predictions, and Zach, is there anything that really kind of jumps out to you here about anywhere on these things, about any teams?
Oh, I'm just having a look, and obviously, like, Illusion is just one of the top picks here today, like for across most of the casters. But we do see a couple, we do see a couple Infernos as there as well. And I'm just have a look, see what else we've got. Just a single Montezuma to win it all. So I think Veiled is really banking on this game going not the way we just called it. But what do you got to notice on here too?
Yeah, obviously, Illusion, they are probably the favorites, right? Like,
Yeah.
everyone's going to expect them to win. Wilkie with DSQ, I think that is a little bit of a bias pick. He is the sub on that roster. I love him for it because I'm the AGM for that team. But that is a little bit of a bias pick, so we can say that that's another illusion win there. But mine aren't on here. But if I had done these, I probably would have gone with Inferno as the winners. I think while Illusion, obviously, they've been destroying their entire conference this entire season. Some ridiculous stats. Like, the amount of game wins they have is just stupid. They don't have cash anymore. And whilst RevMob is very, very good replacement, like, losing cash and getting RevMob in is just unfair. But I think the chemistry won't be there as much, and I think they are definitely in a more vulnerable place to be taken down than they were with cash.
Yeah, and like another thing looking at these, I think TESIQ and Denk Avocado to me have some of the more interesting predictions here, and I'd be excited to see them go that way. Both of them, including Shattered, having the lower bracket Tempest going a decent way through this as well. So it'll be exciting to see those. Obviously, those are off stream, and we'll see the winners of those come out into the mainstream later on today. But yeah, I believe we are just a few moments here from. We're just waiting on some players here to join in this lobby to get started in this first game of the B stream. And based off of our predictions, based off of the team comps, what are you kind of expecting to see from in this game one throughout the series from these two teams?
I think for Montezuma, this game one is such a crucial one. You're coming in as, like, I don't think they will deny it, they are coming in as the underdogs here. Obviously, they do have Jazz, which is a very storied player and a very good player in the RSC, but I think a lot of people will favor Inferno in this matchup. And when you're coming in as the underdog, that game one is so crucial, and you can't just let the team come out of the gates and do what they want to do. You have to stop them from playing their game, because if you let them just run all over you in that first game, then it's basically GG's at that point. Like, if Inferno get like a good like 3-4 goal scoreline in this game one, then I honestly just don't see a way back for Montezuma in the slightest. I think they really need to come into the series out of the gates, and they just need to take Inferno off guard, because Inferno have maybe got in the back of the minds that they are the favorites here and they should be winning this, and sometimes that can play against you a little bit. That can kind of, excuse me, if things don't go your way from the very start, then it can kind of play at your mind a little bit, and you can kind of start going, well, hang on, why are things not going our way here? This is not what we expected. What's going on? And it can kind of get at you a little bit and get you in your own head a little bit and affect you for the rest of the series. So Montezuma, they really need to come out the gate swinging.
Yeah, and I think, we're looking at like you said, coming out of the gate swinging. We got game 1 is going to be crucial. I think, coming off of their last series, it might be their best chance to get that one up on Inferno. But I think we'll see, obviously, based on my prediction, I think it's going to come off of, they're going to get that first game, and then Inferno's going to come out. They're going to have read them. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to take that series from there. But we'll have to see, as we're still getting ready, waiting for all the players in this. We're moments away from getting started. I think it's going to be a pretty incredible, especially game 1. I think game 1 is going to be the highlight of this series, depending on how these two teams play it through.
Yeah, I agree. We are just waiting on one team. Okay, I was about to say go to the bracket, but they have joined, so we will be able to get this one underway momentarily. And after a little bit of a delay, we will get both of these teams onto the pitch, and we will be able to kick off our Master Playoffs, the final day in the RSC16 season. And what a season it has been, and what a way to cap it off. The Master Tier, always a spectacle. And here we get underway with game number 1.
Yeah, and kick off right away, going kind of in the way of Montezuma, but it's kicked back to the other direction. There's Wix past midfield. Wix manages to get the clear on there. He's still playing. He's got support from Jazz, but just shy of the net. Not looking for that pass, as it's now cleared back midfield. It's already been a pretty intense battle so far. Both teams kind of pushing back and forth here, as a nice clear off the back wall from Jazz, keeping it in play. We'll see what they've got coming into this.
Yeah, and that one's a bit awkward, but they managed to get away. Inferno getting some of that early pressure on. Jair, a high touch. Dimitri should be up for that, and does. Jair, touch to his own backboard, maybe looking for a bit of a psycho there. Not enough power to get that on net, but it was a nice clear out. Now NC coming forward. Wix, all he can do is hit it high. Jair has the shot and finds it. NC clears out Jazz from the net. Jair takes full advantage. Inferno, what a start.
Yeah, and that was absolutely fantastic pressure from both teams. It was just Inferno that was able to come out on top, and there's that dangerous lead from Inferno. We were talking about how Montezuma needs to get that lead early, not let the game run away, and this is going to be their chance to tie it up here. Jazz sending it mid to Wix. Miss Dem is up, ready to intercept, but Dimitri is already there in the corner to receive. Jazz getting it out of their field here, but Dem another beautiful clear. Wix up to intercept, pass down to Dimitri, intercepted by Ense. No, pass down to Wix, up over net, cleared by Ense. Dimitri intercepting, sending it back. Ball has not touched the ground yet as the delay continues. The awkward clear, just getting it in front of Inferno's net, but nobody there to pick up as Wix goes for another shot. Dimitri's up, down, blocked by Jair. Now it's back the other way, and there's Ense gets it clear back all the way to the side, carries it through, and there's a counter-attack goal from Inferno, 2-0.
Yeah, Inferno faced their first bit of real extended pressure there, but NC just manages to take that completely by himself and counter-attack wonderfully and get another goal for Inferno. And this is not what you wanted to see if you are a Montezuma fan in this game. And another one going in for Inferno. Brave Esports as an organization have already had a very, very good weekend, obviously winning the elite tier yesterday in that bracket reset of a final, which I didn't enjoy watching too much as it was against my DSQ team, but I'm sure they enjoyed it, and they're looking to get another trophy here, and Jair is putting them well on their way, 4-0 up already after only 2 minutes.
Yeah, both JR and NC having 2 goals on the scoreboard, and really not much there to show from Montezuma, as none of the players have been able to clear the 100 mark, getting stuck, just taking a couple shots. There's been a couple openings for them to take, but just the rotations haven't been quite as tight as we've seen from Inferno now, as Dem is up, trying to get another shot. Jazz looking to clear, but we see NC is there, turns around past midfield, across to JR, who's there to pick it up on the wall. Wicks intercepts, pass down, Densei Wicks is up, shoots it into the air. Dem off the backboard, gets the clear, but the ball is still in play. We saw this a lot earlier. Some great pressure from Montezuma, like in front of Inferno's net, but it's just there's been something from Inferno that's just been able to get those individual opportunities much quicker. They haven't needed to build up as much to try to get those shots. They've just been able to find those openings. But they're really working here. They're really trying hard to clear it up. And there it is, open net. Wicks comes in, gets the shot, first goal on the scoreboard for Montezuma.
Yeah, Montezuma managing to get off on the board, and that is Jazz taking it across the backboard through the defenders, managing to get their first goal, but they have a long road ahead of them to get back into this one, and it's not going to be easy. Dem up to the backboard, 2 Montezuma players there. Dimitri, not much boost, but gets a nice flip reset past NC. JR right there to follow it up. Now, all 3 of Brave players are up, but JR to the backboard. Jazz can block that one out. Wicks beats out NC. This is a bit dangerous here. Dem has to deal with this one. Does so very well, though. Dimitri can keep the pressure on. That's off the corner. That's into the middle. Both players miss. Jazz with the shot. Finds the bottom corner. Montezuma from 4-0 down. They now have a scrap of hope in this game 1.
Yeah, it was a fantastic play. It's what they were looking for throughout there, with the beautiful shot, and Dimitri there trying to cause some chaos in their net. And now 4-2. This is only a 2 differential score line here for Montezuma here. A shot down from JR. Jazz clears. Beautiful interception from Dimitri. There was nobody in net. That was absolutely crucial now, as all 4 players from Montezuma were sitting in that corner, but managing to clear it out. Some good comms there to break up that confusion. Now as JR's up in the air, solo pass down to Ense, who clears it just off of the net. That was extremely close. No, a little bit down would have been it. But now as Dimitri manages to get an awkward clear, NC is down, pass down to JR, pinch attempt, but Jazz is there. The pinch did not quite connect, giving enough time for Jazz to get that save here. Wicks passes it down to Dimitri. Dimitri shoots. It's actually missed by NC, and it's just bounced off. Easy shot for Jazz. That was a crucial mistake from NC, taken advantage of by Jazz, who was patient, ready to get that bounce. And it's only a 1-goal difference now with 40 seconds left.
Yeah, and the backflip, it's happened to all of us at one point or another, and it even happens to these players all the way up in the Masters here. And with just over 30 seconds left, Montezuma, they might get an insane comeback. Definitely one of the most insane ones I've seen. Dimitri off the sidewall looking for the flip reset. That's the backboard. Jazz has the shot, and Jazz ties it up from looking down and out in this game 1. The advantage of conceding so many so early is you have the time to get back into it, and that is exactly what Montezuma has done. And against all the odds, Zach, we're tied up again in game 1.
Yeah, sorry, it's been kind of crazy. This has been so many goals in the last minute for Montezuma. This has been absolutely fantastic comeback from 4 down to tied 4-4. Wicks is looking to get that into the blue half of the zone here. Jazz misses, Ensei's there, 1-on-1 Dimitri, and it's saved by Dimitri. Saves it down to right at the buzzer, and now it's 4-4 overtime, game 1. Face-off 1, NC. Wicks is up in the air. JR there to intercept. Jazz is going to pick it up off the back wall, but Dem is just faster now as Dimitri clears a pass attempt to Jazz. NC there to intercept, looking for that flip reset over Wicks. Doesn't quite connect. Lucky for Wicks on that one. And now it's 30 seconds up. Still tied.
JR off the sidewall, can't quite get the double. JR into the middle to Dem. Dem has the shot. The post comes to Montezuma's rescue. It's not out yet though. NC to the backboard. Who's there? It is Dem. And from 4-0 up, they threw it away in regulation. But in the overtime, they made no mistake. NC pass off the backboard. JR running interference in the net. And Dem is there to slot it away. Inferno clutch up and take game 1.
That was an absolutely incredible first game, like we'd all promised. You know, it just came true. High scoring but tight scoreline, overtime game 1. And there we look at the stats, and you know, Montezuma Jazz just put in the work there. 3 goals. That's incredible performance. You know, especially back, and we saw again Brave was just doing fantastically at the beginning, and they just struggled as Montezuma really dismantled their offense and defense, but came back in overtime, and that is what matters. It is now 1-0 in the series.
Yeah, and when that game started and we saw Inferno get that 4-goal lead, I was like, okay, right, yeah, this is it. This is following the script. They're going to destroy them. But Azteca got back into it, and fair play to them. They did so very, very well. Jazz stepped up massively, as we know to expect from that player after all this time. And yeah, they kept it very, very close, take it all the way to overtime, but in the end, Inferno were just a bit too strong for them to take down. But it is very good signs for the rest of the series, and we do have all the players in the lobby finally, so we will be able to get started with this game 2. The game has started. Production hasn't quite caught up yet. Hopefully that will happen soon. We're getting some lovely scenes of Forbidden Temple as Wix manages to keep that one out. Do we have the game? We do not. We're getting some more lovely scenes of Forbidden Temple, but the game is happening at the moment. Our producer is back in the lobby, I believe. I'm not really sure what's happening, but there we go.
Pretty tight. Jazz looking to clear. Dimitri still up on the wall, looking for that interception, but it's right back down to Jazz, who carries it up, face off Dem, clears over Dem. Wix grabs, bouncing off the back wall, double tap, ends there just in time. Beautiful positioning and patience, but it's still awkward in front of their net. And now they look to clear, but it's passed back to Dimitri, shot high. Dem pre-jumps that beautifully. Now it's Jazz over 1. NC gets it there first. Now it's a battle, a little miss by Wix off the back wall. It's been another tight start. It's going to see whoever breaks through either team's defense first. I think he's going to have a good advantage. You know, we saw the first game, both teams really going 4 goals to unanswered, both sides. So we're really here to see who gets this first one and who gets that first runaway goal.
Big clear there from JR. Dimitri controls that one into the corner. Dem across. Jazz looking to air dribble this one out. NC can't quite meet him. Now Wix to the backboard. That one's popped high. JR winning the race against Dimitri, taking it all the way back. But Jazz can collect that one fairly comfortably. Takes his time as well. Gets it past NC, but Dem is right there. A pass out to the right. JR can collect here. Really nice control. The infield pass doesn't quite come off, but the right idea there for Inferno. Now NC to the backboard looking for the double, but Dem not there. The Montezuma defense holding out strong, but how much longer can they hold out against this Inferno offense that has been so potent? Offense was definitely not their issue in that game 1. A few defensive mistakes, sure, but their offense felt like it was always on point. JR! Well, the defensive mistakes, I think I might have cursed them a little bit there, Zach. As soon as I said it, they make another one.
Yeah, and it started with that awkward pinch off of Dem, and then JR, I just don't think was expecting the speed on that and didn't get the read and popped it a little awkwardly, and that's goal 1 for Montezuma here in game 2. Jazz looking to pinch it again off now. Wix looking for that pass midfield. Nobody there. Unfortunately misses. JR collects. Dimitri still tries, but not quite there now. JR is dribbling up in the air, trying to get it centered. Shot by Wix. NC there, beautiful rotation. And now the fight midfield continues for that breakaway on net. NC up, cleared. Wix is not there in time, and that's a response from NC. Just over 2 minutes left. It's tied again, 1-1. This has been not quite as much of a breakaway set of goals from either team, but it's really tight so far. And I think Montezuma's playing fantastically upwards towards Inferno.
As he is otherwise known, Captain Fantastic. NC, the captain for this Brave team, provides in a big way. Can't find the net there, but Dimitri, if you're committing as the last man, you have to make sure you win that race. And they did not on that occasion, and Montezuma paid the price. Jazz can't quite get that one through the defense. Dimitri doesn't connect with that one. Jazz can collect. Got lots of space here off the backboard. Maybe something coming here. Looks for the pass. Dimitri doesn't find the net. Jair to the sidewall. Dimitri's up for it. Looks for the flip reset. Gets it. But Jazz is there, keeping that pressure on Inferno. They need to get this ball out. Damn, looking to do just that. Wix, though, cuts it out. Jair should be able to collect this one. Leaves it out for NC. Nice communication there, but Dimitri just collects that loose ball. Damn, off the sidewall. A bit of an awkward touch. Wix can keep that pressure on, and for the last minute or so, the game has felt like it's been played almost entirely in the half of Inferno, but as of yet, we stay tied. Inferno, their defense is holding strong for now, but if this series is anything to go off, they do not want to be on defense for too long, because that has been the part of their game that has looked shaky. They've looked so comfortable when they've been on offense, but when they've been on defense, they haven't been able to cope with it that well. So they'll be looking to get a little bit more pressure here. But as we tick down into the final moments of the game, we'll see how this one unfolds, Zach.
Yeah, it's just under half a minute left. There's a shot from Jazz, saved by Jair. Pass back mid from Dimitri. Wix is going to collect it, send it back to their back corner here, restart that offensive play. Awkward bounce, but Jazz is there to read it. Wix is up, passes it, unfortunately, to Dem. Wrong teammate there, but an okay recovery as Dem accidentally gets a little too high up. Clear from Dimitri, collected from Jair. Jair to Dem, looking a little bit of confusion there from the two players. Jazz is going to pass it down center to Dimitri. It's a beautiful shot, just high. And it is 0-0 now. Overtime, game 2. This is incredible.
Another overtime. These teams cannot be separated by the regular 5 minutes that they are given, and both times they have had to go to an overtime. And we'll see if this outcome is the same as last time, or if Montezuma can tie back the series and in turn make my predictions completely wrong, as I've been so used to hearing as of recent. Jair trying to clear that one off the backboard. Wix can put that one back in. NC has a bit of open space here, but a double commit from Montezuma works it out. They can get this one out. Dimitri has a lot of time. NC, though, right up the challenge so quickly. Wix hits that one forward. Not a lot of boost to work with for anyone on the field right now, really. It feels like Jair can get that one out. And has control. Nice few touches there. Damn, to the corner, looking for the double, but Wix manages to cut that one out. NC looking to take it forward. Jazz once again cuts it out. And Inferno, this game, they just haven't really been able to get a lot of attacks going. They've had a lot of heavy touches, and it feels like Montezuma are always just there, always able to stop them from controlling it. Inferno, they just need to keep the ball a little bit closer, because a lot of those heavy touches, Montezuma are just kind of throwing themselves at them and not giving them the time or the space to really make them pay here. So Inferno, they need to kind of just calm down and use the quality that we know they have. That's not quite a chance there. But almost 2 minutes into this overtime, and not a lot to shout about. Both teams playing quite conservative, quite safe, and one team really needs to go for it here.
Yeah, maybe we might see here Dimitri sending it long Gets it just past Jair. NC manages to pass it back down to Dem, who's there to collect, just cherry picking in the backfield. Nice bump from Dimitri to NC, managing to keep him out of that dangerous shot position. Now, with both teams having good boost control throughout this overtime, I think that was a big difference that we saw from this overtime from the main play, is just how much boost both teams have had during the main game. I feel like Montezuma was just able to collect a little bit more boost. Now it's really awkward. Jazz gets it out, but it's not enough. Jair gets in, shoots it top right. It is in. That is the second overtime in a row that SpartanWare managed to break it up and steal that game underneath Montezuma.
Yeah, 2 overtimes in a row is so tough, and you've got to really have the ice in those moments to get back, to get those overtimes. And I don't believe we're gonna have a timeout. I'm just gonna ask the players, but all 3 have readied up, so I think they want to just go again. And I mean, that's probably an alright decision. They haven't been really outplayed that much apart from those first 2 minutes in that game 1. Apart from that, it's been fairly even, and you could say they've maybe even had the better of the play almost at times, whereas yeah, they're not getting completely outplayed here, Zach. And I think if they just focus on those moments that they're really letting themselves down, they can definitely get something from this series.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they've been playing the team plays, the communication coming out from both teams, especially Montezuma. We saw them step up this match every single time there was a 50. What their players were in the right position. Anytime they needed to be there, they were ready to intercept the ball. They really just kept Inferno on their defensive side of the field most of the game. You know, and the stats may not have reflected it due to they saw the overtime much more fair, and then obviously tilted into Inferno's side of the score. But we are in game 3 now. It is 2-0 for Inferno. Can Montezuma prevent the sweep, or will they be able to start a comeback here?
We've got a war out here on the pitch. We've also got a war in the chat with the 2 respective teams having a lot of support behind them. Emma and Kyle for Brave, Toby and Mov for Azteca. So both teams have fans, and both teams have a lot riding on this series, and we'll see who can come out. Inferno, they have match point. They need to get this over the line as quickly as possible, because Montezuma could definitely get something from this series. This is not over by any means. It has been a very close 2-0, and in a best of 5, it doesn't take as much as a best of 7 to reverse sweep, so they have got to be careful here. They want to get off to a good start in this game 3. Jazz has control off the backboard, gets it over 1, but Jair's there to save that one out. Onto the sidewall, 2 Montezuma players, not a lot of boost between them. Jair can beat that one out. Dem to the backboard looking for the double, but Dimitri cuts that one out. NC now to the backboard again. Wicks, a big clear downfield. Jair can hit that one back forward. A 50 coming out there. That one's bouncing high. Jair can't quite get there. No, now Jazz 1v1 versus NC, but maybe could have kept that one a bit closer and controlled it. Zach just kind of threw it right at NC for an easy save.
Yeah, NC might have not had the boost, but he was in position, ready to read whatever shot from any position, and I think that could have been a goal if he had just stuck a little closer to it, tried to outplay 1v1 situation, maybe a flick over, but there's a miss from Dem. Jazz kind of putting the pressure, kind of causing a bit of chaos on the Inferno side of the field. It is still there, bump from Dem and Jazz, but Dem manages to get it across downfield to Jair, who shoots it into the corner. Dimitri clearing it off the backboard. He's up looking to connect with Wicks, but beautiful interception. Both teams really playing each other's offense fantastically, preventing each other from getting those opportunities. And one of the key factors is both of them have been able to break up pretty much any passing play that either team has been able to even conceptualize.
Dem with the touch forward. Dimitri should be able to control this one. Dem off the ceiling though, gets a nice challenge. Jazz now has possession. A few nice touches onto the sidewall. Gets a pass into the middle. Dimitri has the shot, but NC can keep that one from the top corner. Wicks back down into the middle, but no one's there except them. Montezuma, they need to get something here. They've been kind of under the cosh for a little bit of this game. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know why. I thought it was 1-0 to Inferno. I was about to say they need to get back into this series. They don't. I don't know where I got that from. It is even, but both of these teams, 2 minutes left on the clock. They need to get something here. Jair, that one's high onto the backboard. Can't quite get the 50 there. Wicks now taking it forward. A nice fake. Looks for Jazz. Finds them. That one's into the middle. NC to the own backboard. Looking to clear it out. Jair 50s that one. And now Jair taking it down, but not a lot of boost. Can't really do much with that. Jazz can collect off the backboard. So dangerous from these positions. Dem just makes it so much more difficult. Wicks, touch up high. Dem should be able to clear that one out. Looks for the corner. Dimitri plays to the backboard. Dem can get a nice few touches to get it out. And as the clock trickles down to that 1 minute mark, Zach, both of these teams still locked in a deadlock. Could we see a third overtime?
Yeah, that would be pretty incredible. It is still 0-0. Now there's a potential breakaway 2v1, but a whole Inferno team manages to get back. Jazz is up to collect, shoots it high. Dem intercepts. Beautiful clear, read by Wicks. Sends it back into Inferno's half of the field here. This has been really tight from both teams. I think one of the things that we're missing is, we saw a lot of shot opportunities for Montezuma, but just the creativity of those shots just weren't there near, as an unfortunate miss from Jair potentially opens up. Nobody there to collect from Montezuma, and Jair now is 1 versus 1. Dimitri wins that beautiful patience and read, and now it's back into the blue half of the field. Dimitri gives it up to Wicks. A miscommunication there between Jazz and Wicks. Nobody decided to grab it, and now it's just awkwardly bouncing. Nobody really knows what to do here. Jazz collects 50 in front of the orange net. Jazz to pass to Jazz, maybe to Dimitri, but Jazz gets the clear. NC is up, gets that little redirect straight onto Wicks's hood, and it is down. It is our third overtime, 3 games, 3 overtimes, 0-0. Golden goal to win it.
Yeah, another overtime coming through. Inferno, can they get the free overtime victory in a sweep that really should not be a sweep? If you get 3 overtimes, then you can count yourself lucky that you managed to get that sweep, but they'll be looking to do just that. Jair, really nice touches there to the backboard. Jazz, though, can collect that one. No one from Inferno really pushing high to follow that one up. And if I'm being completely honest, that's kind of how this game has felt. It's been a bit dull at times. Neither team really making anything happen. There hasn't been much to shout about. There hasn't been too many shots coming through, and even the ones that don't feel all that threatening. So these teams, they really need to be a bit more creative, and that was almost it. Wicks can follow it up. At the first time of asking, got denied, but at the second time, made no mistake. Wicks slots it away and starts Montezuma on their way for a potential reverse sweep.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were looking for. That's what we were asking for from Montezuma, was just a little creativity on those shots. And there was Wicks there from that beautiful shot down, forcing 2 players from Inferno to commit to that save. And that just left the goal open for him to finish it up. Fantastic play, great overtime, finally breaking that overtime curse. And yeah, just looking at the stats here, we see just everybody from all teams, especially on Montezuma, just fully putting their all into this game, and it really showed.
Yeah, and taking a little step back from this game at the moment, if you haven't been keeping an eye on the mainstream at the same time, a bit of a shock here. Vulcan currently 2-1 up in the series against Illusion, and probably about to win game 4. So Illusion probably about to be sent to the lower bracket, the favorites to win today, the team that a lot of people had winning. They're about to be sent to the lower bracket, and we'll see which one of these teams will be going to face what looks like Vulcan in that upper final. Inferno, they are still on match point even with that. Montezuma, they still need 2 more wins, but that is a great start. One of these teams will be looking to take this game away, hopefully not in an overtime for them, but for us, hopefully definitely in an overtime, because it is incredibly entertaining. We'll see who really makes the difference. That's a double commit, that's dangerous, that's an open net. Montezuma find the goal, but Inferno, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot there, but honestly, it was just a little awkward position on defense from Inferno, and that leaves its first goal opener for Montezuma here, and there's potentially another one as Wix clears it through, gets the demo, and it is 2-0 in the first 15 seconds.
What is happening? Inferno just falling apart, albeit a kickoff goal, it happens, but that first goal was pretty poor as well, and Montezuma already 2-0 up in 16 seconds. A great start, but we saw in game 1 that they had a really high goal comeback.
No way.
Inferno will be looking to do that, but they cannot keep making it this difficult for themselves. Zach, another defensive mistake, another goal for Dimitri.
Like, you know, if you're already on match point for your team in a best of 5, you know, a reverse sweep, they're not as hard as they are with best of 7s, but they're still difficult, especially against teams of this caliber. Now, JR gets that shot, slots it left corner, and there it is, back in this game 1-3, but this is still, that was some pretty scary start to this game for Inferno, and you know, Montezuma is definitely going to be looking to capitalize on that momentum. They want to solidify the start of that sweep, and yeah, it's not what Inferno was looking for. But there's another clear through from Jazz, but JR there ready this time, making sure it doesn't happen again. But now it's bouncing free. Wix shoots, bounces off backboard. Nobody there, but Dem clears it back into his corner. And now Dimitri in control. It's 1v3, and he's doing fantastically, and that is something to be said against a team of this caliber.
Another double commit coming through Inferno. Can they capitalize? Not quite. Feels like both of these teams in this game 4, I forgot for a second, they've kind of just forgot how to defend. I forget which game it is. They forget how to defend. Everyone's forgetting things on the field right now. NC looking for the flip reset. Can't quite find it though. Jazz can't get that one. JR has control, but a little bit awkward. Jazz can take that one away. Dem now. A little bit of an awkward touch. Doesn't find it. Wix. A poor shot on net. Maybe could have capitalized a little bit better. Jazz to the sidewall, to the corner, to the middle. But no connection coming through. Now down the other way is NC. That's a touch to the backboard. Jazz can follow that one out. And Inferno, they don't seem as confident. Like, that play, for example, NC bangs it to the backboard. That, in this level, there's always going to be a defender to get a touch away there. But your intention there is to make it awkward and to have a teammate following in. But they didn't have that. Both of the other 2 Inferno players were kind of just sitting in that third man position, and it was just quite simple for Montezuma. Inferno, ever since they went 2-0 up, it feels like they've almost kind of slowed down and not been willing to play offensive and willing to throw a few bodies at an attack, and they haven't been defensively solid enough to play that way. They're still making mistakes, so they're still conceding goals without really looking like scoring them down the other side.
Yeah, and it's just been fantastic showing from Montezuma. They've really been able to break down what made Inferno so scary in those first games, and there's a clear. JR gets it up above everybody. 1 goal differential now. Beautiful shot, and they're going to be looking to keep carrying through. They're now 2 goals unanswered. They want 1 more to tie it up. They want to take this series. They don't want to let Montezuma continue with this reverse sweep.
Yeah, JR, lovely little air dribble there to find the second goal for Inferno. 5 goals already in this game, still 2 minutes left. We got another high scoring affair here. Maybe it will live up to the scores of game 1. We'll have to wait and see. Dimitri into the middle. Wix should be able to collect this one, but that's a little bit awkward. Does very well with it. JR Pass into the middle. Jazz is there to block it. NC now looks for the sidewall. Can't quite find the double though. Dimitri has a lot of open space to work with. Gets it past one, but Dem is there to follow up JR. Now Inferno going back down the other way. Jazz has to get a touch out, but just throws it right into the hands of NC, who does very, very well with it. Wix cut out by NC. Dem can keep that pressure on, looking for the backboard, but JR is there after the clear. Wix, this is a bit awkward, but no one's really there, and so many demos coming through. JR getting two. Jazz doesn't connect, but manages to connect with the car. JR into the middle. Inferno, they have pressure right now as that one almost goes in, and apart from that just there, nothing's really that threatening. Montezuma, they seem quite happy to just sit back and allow Inferno to have that pressure, because right now they can deal with everything that they're throwing at them.
Yeah, and now they're back on the offensive here, but there's a 2 versus 1. One of them, well, someone looking for a demo, but NC just gets it straight into the hood of Jazz. Now it's up. Wix in front of net, trying to do something here. Just gonna 50 it on NC. And now Dimitri, probably the player of this game for Montezuma so far, absolutely showing up here when it counts. Back to Wix, and there's NC looking for that little redirect, but not quite connecting. That would have been a perfect opportunity, but they're still continuing to build opportunities. Triple commit on defense from Montezuma here. Wix is just getting caught up on his back tires. Now it's Dimitri up 1-on-2, intercepted. Dem is up, pass to NC, who's looking for that pass down to JR. It just gets it popped over by Wix. And now it is game 1, or not game 1. This is now a tied series for Montezuma. This is incredible comeback so far for these players. They've just been coming in. I don't know if we're going to see a timeout come through at all here from Inferno. I'm not sure if it's needed, but something needs to change on the way they're playing at the moment.
I'm unsure of what is going on with this Inferno team, to be honest. It felt like even though they went 2-0 up in the series, ever since the first 2 minutes of game 1, they've been a shell of them former selves. That first 2 minutes of game 1, they went 4-0 up. They looked amazing. They were so fast, so quick on offense, so good. Just caught Montezuma completely off guard. But ever since then, even though they won the games, they haven't been that same team. And if you can only play your best for 2 minutes of an entire series, then you're not going to win championships. And that is what they are looking to do today. They're one of the favorites for the tier. The other favorite for the tier, Illusion, got knocked down to that lower bracket. This is a massive opportunity for Inferno here to really push on. But if they're struggling this much against Montezuma, then what are you going to do against Vulcan that next round? You cannot really expect to win the championships if you're struggling this much against what I think is a weaker team than Vulcan. Maybe they'll show me differently here, but we might have an upper final without both of the first seeds if Montezuma take this game 5, which you don't see every day, but it's certainly an entertaining thing when you do see it.
Yeah, and obviously you're going to have everybody in the lower bracket sweating here as the 2 favorites risk being dropped down. One already dropped, the other one on the verge of it. This could be a complete shakeup in that bracket. But the upper bracket here is absolutely delivering. So exciting here as Dimitri gets that beautiful shot, slots it top left corner. And that is another lead for Montezuma here in the last game of this series.
And just some quick updates on the other series they have going on. This is thanks to Conflict, so if this is wrong, then it's not me, it's Conflict. Some great series in the lower bracket coming through, both of them in game 5. DSQ reverse sweep Deathcloud to go into the next round, and Berserkers lost in game 5 overtime to Firen, so Smashy stays alive, and I believe that means Smashy will be facing Illusion, Firen will be facing Illusion, and then the loser of this matchup will be facing DSQ. And whilst I've been yapping a bit, NC ties it up for Inferno, and a minute gone into this game, it sets us back level.
Yeah, it was, but again, another shot very similar to the first one coming in through for him. That's for the orange side, and they both kind of just were able to slow the ball down. And it seems like both teams are playing such good offense and such good defense. It's just who's able to slow the pace down, get that awkward ball in front of net, and that's how these 2 goals have gone in so far. These have been absolutely fantastically matched teams now, as Dem gets that crucial clear and what would have been a save out from his side of the field. Shot in from Jazz, saved by Jair. Wicks is back with the ball. And now Jair looking for that clear with NC picking downfield, but Wicks is up. 2v1. Win on defensive side. Now Dem looks for that shot, but misses a little bit, giving Jazz the opportunity to keep it in play. Wicks keeps popping it up 50 with NC. Miss by Dem, but it's all right. Communication, Jair's there to pick that up now as the pressure continues from Montezuma, really keeping it on the opposite side. But there's an absolutely stunning play from NC. That was incredible.
You can never give Captain Fantastic that much time in the air. NC, the flip reset, puts Inferno 2-1 up in this game 5, and they'll be looking to deny that reverse sweep from Montezuma. Wicks taking this one up the wall. NC cuts it out though, but that's straight to Jazz. Dem blocks the double tap. Trying to take it forward as well, but doesn't really get anything there. This one's just bouncing about. Both teams getting a few 50s here. No one really taking control of this ball. A midfield battle coming through. Dimitri now on the backboard takes control. Nice air dribble, but NC cannot be got past. Jazz in the corner, 0 booster. Wicks takes over, looking to take it forward. Infield pass. Dimitri doesn't connect. Jair sends it right back down. Jazz is a bit awkward here, backwards, looking for the touch, and that one just fell in front of the net. But once again, no Inferno players there. No Inferno players willing to risk it, willing to go for it. And at this point, that might be smart, but that one, the rotation just fell apart for Montezuma. And Jair just sitting there, and the ball lands on his head, and then he just has a completely open net. You take that every day of the week. Don't think you'll have an easier goal than that this series, but for Inferno, they now have a 2-goal cushion with just under 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that was a very unlucky situation there from Montezuma. It was the easiest goal I think Inferno's has had, and probably is going to get in all day. And now 3-1, minute and a half left. This is looking fantastic for Inferno, who are really struggling in the last 2 games, but now are managing to really claw back through this. But it's a beautiful pop-up from Wicks. Demo from Dimitri really opens it up. And can Wicks get that connection? No, but it's down 2. And it's just wide now as another open net opportunity. Dem is up. It's Wicks versus Dem. Wicks manages to get it clear. Nice long rolling shot, but straight onto the hood of NC, and Dimitri is now there facing clear pass down to Jazz midfield. And the ball's just been bouncing around. It's been absolutely ping pong here throughout this field. Both teams just looking for an opportunity to get that open shot, but just their rotations have been solid. Just under a minute left. Montezuma need 2 goals here to keep themselves at least tied into an overtime.
Yeah, 40 seconds until Inferno face Vulcan in the upper final. Montezuma, you need to get this ball down to the other side of the pitch. You don't have this time to work with. This one feels like it has to go in. Jair cuts it out. Dem is first to it, and they're just running out of time. The time is ticking away. NC keeps the ball in the half. They don't have the time to work with 2 goals to go. With that touch right there, they might get a 4th. It doesn't matter. They do get it anyway. Inferno take down Montezuma, deny the reverse sweep. We will be seeing them in the upper final.
Yeah, that was incredible. Now this is going to be fantastic play from both teams, but Inferno just managing to climb on top there at the end. And that was a well-fought series from both sides.
Yeah, 100%. And great to see a Game 5. Great to see 3 of the first 4 series of the Master Playoffs, I believe, go all the distance. And we'll see what happened in the rest of it a little bit later. But for now, we will focus on this series. And one thing that really kind of... Oh, wait. I know why. We have faulty game stats. I was about to say there was not a lot of goals, but I remember Shattered warned me. We do have a little bit of faulty post-series stats, so I don't think there's much point in dwelling on these for too long, and we can jump straight over to the series MVP. And whether his stats are right or not, I think we can give it to him. It is Captain Fantastic. It is Mr. NC.
Yeah, NC was an absolutely showing throughout this series. Even though this team struggled a little bit in the later half, he was the one critical to that comeback in that match game. With that absolutely stunning save, easily probably one of the best goals we've seen so far today. So fantastic showing from them, and congrats on managing to overcome that near reverse sweep, because that was a scary moment for them.
Yeah, 100%. And very quickly, because we do have the other game to get underway, if we do hop over to the bracket, we can see what happened in those other matches. Illusion being taken down by Vulcan, the first seed from Ignis, falling at the hands of that Vulcan roster. And you'll be seeing Inferno versus Vulcan in that upper final a little bit later. Those two teams will have a little bit of a break before they play in that series. But for now, we will go down, both streams will go down to that lower bracket, those lower quarterfinals. On the main stream, we will have Nox versus Montezuma. Montezuma, the team that has just lost here in such a close series, and Nox, the team that managed to reverse sweep Tempest in their first matchup. And then in the other one, the clash of absolute titans. And Zach, me and you were staying on. That's on the B stream. We'll have the pleasure of casting that. I think that series is coming a lot sooner than a lot of people would have expected. I don't think many people before the Master postseason started would expect to see Illusion versus Firen in a lower quarterfinal. But that's what's happening. That'll be on the B stream just next for you. But first, we will go to a short break, but make sure you don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back with Firen versus Illusion.
I got a bottle of Grey Goose and ice cubes. Have a drink that'll put me in the right mood. 80 proof's gonna lower my IQ. And I've been the same way since high school. I look shorty right in her brown eyes. She about to take a trip to Cloud 9. I'm the man, baby. I get the crowd hype. I turn the cadence of a hook into a soundbite. Here we go, it's about to go down. Let me know, I'ma buy another round. Get low, drop it down to the ground. Oh yeah, wow, shorty make it bounce. Mama see the put cuffs on my cardiac. Took my breath away like a heart attack. And I'ma spend every dime and my money back. Everybody wanna know. Let's go. If you're ready, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. If you're ready, let me know. Here we go. Let's go.
When I see you there, and my heart goes blind. When I see you there, and my heart goes blind.
Do you struggle to rank up in Rocket League? Are you stuck in Diamond while your other friends flex their SSL title? Well, look no further. I have partnered up with LTXAcademy as a coach, and we are ready to boost your gameplay. With multiple tournaments and trophies won and thousands of dollars earned, I will tailor to your needs and make sure you get to that next level. I'm also doing discounted prices for the first 10 days, so you do not want to miss out. And you are also probably thinking,
CMOS, how do I book a session with you?
well, that's easy. Just open up that fancy browser of yours, type medify.gg/@cmasorl_, pick a session to your liking, book a time, and bang, you're booked, and I'll see you in the call. Once again, that's medify.gg/@cmasorl_.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Who you think you are? Who you think you
Welcome back, everyone, to the RSC16 Master Playoffs. Once again, I'm Char. Once again, joined alongside me is Zach. And what a way to start the day, Zach. And what a way to continue it with this series we have coming up.
Yeah, we just came off of an absolutely insane match with the underdogs, unfortunately, for them getting bumped into the lower quarterfinals. You'll see that on the A stream, which is Montezuma versus Nox. But here we get the privilege of casting Illusion versus Fearin. And it's going to be fantastic. You know, Illusion being pretty much every caster's top pick going into this playoff series, but getting knocked down by Vulcan in a pretty one-sided series for them. And I don't know, it's going to be intense seeing what they can come through here against Fearin, who, you know, getting knocked down again. You know, some of the top pick, you know, both top picks here getting knocked down into the lower bracket, making it through. They are now going to face each other for the lower semi-final. It's going to be intense.
Yeah, 100%. And as you said, on the A stream will be Nox versus Montezuma, and then in the upper bracket, that matchup of Inferno and Vulcan will happen a little bit later in the night. A bit of a break for both of those teams. But for now, we are going to focus on this matchup of Fearin versus Illusion. And I want to, if we can quickly jump over to the talent predictions, I just want to see who actually had one of these teams going out 5th to 6th. There was only two. It was Mox and Arch who both had this Fearin team going out 5th to 6th. So maybe one of them or maybe both of them, sorry, will be correct. But if Illusion lose here, then everyone's predictions will already be wrong. Oh wait, no, there is an illusion. There is an illusion 5th to 6th from Big Chebs. Big Chebs might have got that right, but Berserkers are out anyway, so he's wrong anyway. I don't think a lot of people would have expected this matchup to be here, and for Illusion, it might go from bad to worse, because we're getting some word in that they may be losing RebMob, their max player for this series. He is having a bit of connection issues. We don't have anyone in the lobby, so we're not entirely sure if RebMob is going to be able to play, but there is a chance that they'll be missing RebMob, and that would be just so unfortunate. And part of me kind of wants to wait to see who we have in the lobby before we do predictions, but then also we can't really delay that long, so we'll delay for just a few minutes before we do predictions. But
We were just told that
yeah.
he is back. So he is back. They are playing with their roster. Okay. Mind you, it is the same roster that just got taken down in the upper. So I think both these teams are going to be, if they're playing the way they were playing, I think they're going to both be on pretty even playing field here. Obviously, I think a lot of people are going to have Illusion over Fury, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And yeah.
Yeah, we can get onto some predictions then. And I think this is a really hard one to call. I think these teams are very similar in their makeup. They've both got that high player, RebMob and Smashy. And then they've got some kind of players that are roundabout there. D-Lynch and Crisps on the side of Farron. And Kingsman and Kashir on the side of Illusion. But honestly, seeing Illusion fall to Vulcan and the fact that on paper, I honestly trust this Farron team more. I want to give it 3-2 in favor of Farron.
3-2 Farron. All right. Now the thing is, a lot of casters, they've got, I think it's just the favorite pick is Illusion. And I don't think that, every team, top teams, they can always have that off series that they just can't quite get right. And, especially coming up against someone that I think only one person had Forge up in the higher end of their predictions. So I don't think that they're going to continue the way they were in that series. I think that they're going to learn from that. They're going to come back here. And I think Illusion's going to take it, but not easily. I think we're going to a game 5. I think it's going to be a 3-2 Illusion.
Both of us have this series going the distance. Both of us have it going game 5. I think it's going to be a very entertaining series either way. A clash of absolute titans in the lower bracket so early on into the night. You wouldn't expect to see these kind of matchups for a few hours yet, but we're being treated here to it early. We have all the players in the lobby. We can tell them to go. We can get them on the pitch, and we can get started with game 1 in this lower quarterfinal.
This is going to be incredible. Here's we go into game 1. It is a snowy day here where I'm casting from, and one of these teams is going to be going home cold after this series, but one team is going to be coming in hot, and both of them are going to play for this win here as Smashy's up. Gets a beautiful play over. More just ready for it, reading it. Beautiful patience now as Kingsman lobs it straight up in the air. Smashy goes for it. Cashier gets the demo. Now it's a hit shot, open net from Mobreb. And that is goal number 1 for Illusion.
Yeah, RebMob, just a big boom down the pitch. No one there for fire, and Smashy was taken off the pitch. And that one is a great start for this Illusion roster, getting off with a bang. Kingsman now off the ceiling, gets a nice touch, but Crisps is right there. That one's a touch high. This is Smashy. This is to the ceiling, to the backboard, dropping it down! Smashy finds it! What a goal! What a way to start this series. More of that, please.
It was absolutely beautiful. up onto the ceiling off the backboard, reading it beautifully over the defense. That was a smashing first goal, 1-1 so far. This is promising to be exactly as exciting of a match as we were expecting here. As RevMob now up in the air over all three players, looks like a jumped from Fury's side. Now Kingsman, he's up, intercepted by Crisp, but Crisp gets bumped out of the way, and there is a little open slot from Cashier.
Nice shot from Cashier. The angle there is not at all easy. Kingsman coming out with the bump as well. Really nice from him, and that is a very, very quick response for this Illusion side after that wonder goal from Smashy. Hope to see more of that from him this series. Crisps taking it high, has the boost, can't quite get an uncontested touch. Kingsman's there. Cashier now to the sidewall. RevMob has control. You never want to give RevMob control. Smashy cuts it out nicely. Crisps, touch forward. D-Lynch now off the sidewall. That one's into the middle, but no one's really there. Crisps should be able to collect this one, just opts to clear it. Cashier up high, manages to get a touch, but into the hands of Smashy. That one can't quite find the net though. Kingsman taking this one forward, not a lot to work with, leaves it out for RevMob. That one's blocked out. Smashy now up for it, bit of a soft touch. RevMob just makes it a little bit more difficult, but Smashy does so well to stay on that one. Kingsman can't get it past Crisps. RevMob into the corner, puts that one on the net, which I did not expect, but apparently Smashy did. Cashier and Chris 15 that one. A bit of a miss coming out from Kingsman. RevMob bails him out. Now RevMob coming down, Smashy low boost. This is dangerous, but Smashy, as I've said previously in this season whilst casting him, Smashy says no.
And there's a little bit of a shot, but unfortunately, potentially an own save by D-Lynch. Not exactly sure if that was already going on, as they don't register own saves on the scoreboard. But now Kingsman trading it up, pass down to Cashier, intercepted by D-Lynch. Chris is going to look to take it off the wall. It is a slight back pass to RevMob. And now the play slows down in the corner. D-Lynch opting to just pinch it up into the midfield in front of their net. Smashy there. Kingsman passes to Crisps. Wasn't what he was looking for, but Crisp was there ready to intercept pretty much anything that was happening there, back pass or pass on from his own teammate. Now RevMob up against one, against two, through one, but Crisp jumps up, preventing Kingsman from getting that goal.
Cashier now off the sidewall, looking to keep that pressure on D-Lynch. It's that one out. Kingsman should be able to collect, but leaves it out. D-Lynch can stay on that. The demo coming through onto Crisps. Kingsman taking it forward. Smashy gets beat out by RevMob. Cashier now can't quite get the touch on that one. Crisps taking it forward. Smashy's up. Smashy shot! RevMob reads that one. It wasn't the shot from Smashy, excuse me. It was a drop down pass, but Smashy is looking really strong, but he needs to pull out another moment of magic. Illusion are in the lead at the moment. Firing, they need a goal. D-Lynch taking this forward. Crisps looking for the backboard. RevMob's there. Smashy touch to the sidewall. Kingsman beat out by Smashy. Cashier taking this to the side. Chris is there though, keeping up the pressure. Firing, 1 minute left, looking for this equalizer. Cashier 50 with Chris. Smashy off the sidewall, looking for the double. Can't quite get the angle on that one. RevMob taking this one forward, gets it past one. Still on that, looking for the breezy, can't quite find it. Cashier off the sidewall. Cashier again, taking this one forward, gets another touch as well. That one's on net. Smashy saves it away. Kingsman taking it forward for the air dribble. Smashy, another save coming through. Firing, 30 seconds left. What can they do?
Yeah, this is an absolutely outstanding performance from both. It is only a 1-goal differential as it gets up to Smashy. Smashy's going to put it off the backboard. Read down as D-Lynch there. No, Crisp is going to go for a little hump attempt from Smashy, and it is in! Tying the series with 15 seconds left. Absolute beautiful interference here coming out. Oh, fantastic play.
What a pass off the corner to the backboard, and then Crisps can finish that one off. Kingsman, not much you can do there, unfortunately. Firing managed to tie it up, but Kingsman coming down, 10 seconds left, can't get something there. Can someone stop this from going to overtime? It looks like it's going to be Illusion, if anyone, but nothing doing as of then. This ball just needs to hit the ground. It will, and once again in game one, following the trend of the B stream for this day, we have another overtime.
Yeah, this is the fourth overtime of B-Stream. Little pop-up from Chris trying to get it up into the net, but everybody on Illusion's side ready to intercept there. But now it is RedMob 1v1 against Smashy. Smashy managed to get it through, but Kingsman gets it into the left corner. That was a beautiful defensive attempt from Smashy. Did everything he really could do against that, but an unfortunate bounce for him as it bounces back off of the orange car and just opens it up for Kingsman to give Illusion that 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, Illusion, they take them down in overtime in this game one, and looking at these stats, it's really those two star players that are stepping up, Smashy and RedMob. The two players that you would have expected to step up, the two players that are well-known names, even outside of the RSC in the RLCS and wider Rocket League scene, and those are the two players in this series that really get you excited when they're on the ball and really make you feel like they are the difference makers. And I feel like it's kind of a given that both of those players are going to play well. What I'm really looking for is for the other two players on each team can step up, and I think that is where the difference is going to be made. How well those other two players play and how much they can step up, but also kind of allow their star player to really make that difference. But then they can't just rely on their star player, they have to make plays, and that is, for me, what Illusion did just a little bit better. You saw Kashir and Kingsman getting very well involved as well, and you didn't really see that from Crisps and D-Lynch. So for me, that is the step up that Firen need to make.
Yeah, and we'll see what they've got here. It was still a really tight game, and I think both teams played fantastically, as you mentioned. Illusion just was able to step up just a little bit with their other two players. As we go into this face-off here, let's see if they can get a tie series or if Illusion's going to start running away with this series 2-0. So we've got pass down to Kingsman, looking clear. Smashy gets that clear, but it is a shot from RedMob, finding that loose ball, clearing it over the defense, and it is 1-0 already in this game.
Yeah, another early goal coming through for Illusion. They get ahead in the early stages already and looking to keep that going. Kingsman flicks it over D-Lynch. Crisps should be there though. That one's on into the middle. Smashy can 50 that one out and stay on it. Does really well. Takes out Kashir. RedMob's taken out as well. Smashy still on this, taking it all the way forward, but cannot take it into the net. That's a decent flick from Crisp, but nothing doing. RedMob, high touch. Smashy getting that off the backboard, just dropping it down for his teammate. RedMob now off the ceiling. What can he do here? The mechanics may be coming out. Opts to take it low instead. Crisps, not a lot of boost to work with. Gets it past one though. Gets it past two. Does so well. But RedMob, that control is so brilliant from him to just kind of take two players completely out the game. D-Lynch. Kingsman can hit that one to the corner. Crisps now looking to try and get it forward. Smashy can't get the touch. D-Lynch should be able to control this one. Catches it to the sidewall. Has possession here. What can he do? To the backboard maybe. Kashir cuts that one out. Smashy, lots of control in the air. He gets bumped out the way, but is still on this one. Doesn't find a touch, but that's a miss. That's a flip reset from Crisps. And if you were looking to one of the other two players to step up for Firen, Crisps has just done exactly that.
Yeah, Crispus comes out, catches that floating ball, and just sends it exactly where he wanted it, into the net. Fantastic play. May not have been a fast shot, but the control on that and the shot, like the location selection for that shot was fantastic here. Now as RedMob back in the air, he is looking to clear it over all of the defense, but D-Lynch is there going to try to intercept. Manages that. Kingsman accidentally pinches it back the other direction. Now it's Smashy. Tries to get it up over Kashir. Kashir clears it out. Crispy there to intercept. And now Kingsman gets all the time he needs, but Dylan's just challenges straight up, does not respect the time now as RevMob tries to get it back into control. Crisp, a little awkward flick there, another awkward hit from Dylan. This gives Cashier an opportunity to pass down to Kingsman, clearing it up now. RevMob into that beautiful shot, just selects the top left corner, and it is in.
Yeah, perfection on that shot from RevMob. The power, the accuracy, everything there. D-Lynch, you've got no chance, mate. You're not saving that one. Illusion 2-1 up in this game to looking to continue how they started in this series. RevMob now hits that one forward and tries to follow it, but D-Lynch can hit that one out. Now on the sidewall, that one's a bit awkward. No one can connect with it, and Crisps once again finds the net.
Yeah, and last goal came from a offensive mistake from Fearin, but this one comes off of a defensive mistake from Illusion, and it is tied once again 2-2. We've still got just over half of this game left to go. Now as we go into our fourth face-off, Cashier up, sending it down to RevMob, who again selects the corner, hits it on spot, and that's another goal. This guy does not miss.
3 goals, the hat-trick already for RevMob. Another top left slot. He loves that top left corner. Now, back on the kickoff, firing. You just equalized, and you got it taken away from you so quickly. You've got to be more assured on the defense. You cannot keep giving RevMob this kind of space. Flip reset going high. That's ridiculous control. D-Lynch, what a save, though. The squishy save coming out. I thought that one was going in. I did not see him on the roof of the net, and the attacker didn't either. RevMob now with another shot, but that one can't quite find the net, just too high. Illusion cannot add to their lead yet, but they're looking threatening. RevMob, triple tap, almost finds the net, but not quite. Now firing, maybe a chance to get this ball out. Cashier, touch to the sidewall. Crisps, high. RevMob off the backboard, looking to take it down. This is a bit awkward here for the Illusion defense, but Cashier has free time. Looks for the air dribble. D-Lynch cuts it out really nicely, though. Crisps gets it to the backboard. That's maybe a free net, but no one there for firing. Smashy now to the backboard. Cashier can take that one away. D-Lynch onto the backboard again. Gets a nice demo as well. Crisps to Smashy. The pre-jump almost worked out, but firing. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, this has been great offense from Fire, and they're not happy with being down that one goal. They've been able to equalize, but every single time, ooh, a little backflip from RevMob. That could have been an easy open, but almost still is. Crisps gets back in time. Now it's Kingsman up to Cashier, who misses. It is still just a 1-goal differential. Kingsman's up, floats it mid to RevMob, but both players from Fearin double commit for that defensive play. It is a desperate scramble on the blue side of the net here, but now Smashy tries to get that breakaway through. He's still up for it. Cashier there, but Crisps is there ready to read that. Not quite the touch he wants, straight into Kingsman's hood. D-Lynch up on his back wall, but RevMob is back with the ball, the thing you do not want to see if you are Fearin at this moment.
Off the corner, that one's into the middle. 25 seconds for someone on Fearin to step up. Smashy taking this one off the sidewall, but gets just sent to the heavens. Nothing to work with there. Now Smashy leaves it for RevMob. That one's to the backboard. That's a double tap. Can't quite find the net. The time is ticking away. Firing, they need something here from this attack. Crisps, 50. D-Lynch, touch high, 0 seconds. Get it to the ground, Illusion. And they do. Illusion 2-0.
Yeah, and it's definitely not like we haven't seen one team just kind of step way up above. Both teams are playing extremely evenly, but Illusion getting that 2-0 in this series so far, they've just been able to step up just a little more. We saw some great goals coming from Fearin, but again, I think RevMob is being the player on Illusion right now, keeping them in this series. Just anytime he has the ball, it's like he has a selector. You can pick the spot on the net and just hit enter and it goes in. It's fantastic marksmanship.
Yeah, so good from RevMob. What a performance! 700 points in that game, and really stepping up when his team needs him, as you would expect from a player of his caliber. And Illusion 2-0 up in the series, and once again, I don't think we're seeing a timeout call here from Firen. The timer is gone, so they have lost their opportunity, and that's probably fair. We haven't really seen them like get outclassed or anything. It's been very close. Both 1-goal games. First game was in overtime. I think they just want to get back on the pitch because they have been doing some good things, and get back on the pitch and try to get back into this one.
Yeah, and you were talking about having the other two players on Furion step up. Crisps on that last match was really the outstanding star. And I think if we can have more than just one player on their team really step up to the plate, I think we'll see the difference here in this series. But now they're set themselves up for that reverse sweep. This is a match point for Illusion. And there's a potential shot just over Cashier's there to take the shot. Crisps is ready, avoids the bump, keeps it safe for now.
D-Lynch looking for the flick. That one's high. Crisps is up as well. That one's almost dropping, but Kingsman and now Rebmob. That was a little bit of an open net there. Not sure if he knew that, but maybe could have capitalized on that. But Firen are unscathed for now. Crisps off the backboard, looking into the middle. Rebmob can take this one away. No boost left to work with though. Just leaves it out. Cashier can't beat out Crisps. Crisps taking it forward. A really good step up in game 2 from him. Not quite enough though, getting both of those goals for Firen. Crisps, if he keeps playing like this, then maybe, just maybe, they can get something out of this series. Can't get something there though. That's a shot on net. Smashy saves it away. Taking it off the backboard as well. Looking for the air dribble. That one goes low. Kingsman right there with it. Crisps to the sidewall. Gets the pinch as well. D-Lynch now looking for the mid pass. Maybe. That one just goes on net. Can't quite find it. Smashy. Kingsman saves it out. Crisps 50. Rebmob's there. Rebmob taking it forward. Looks for the flick. Smashy hits it out. Kingsman in the corner, not a lot of boost to work with though. Gets it past Chris. Smashy to the backboard. Who's there to follow it? D-Lynch keeps that pressure on. Illusion, they are just setting up camp in their net and they are not leaving at the moment.
Yeah, this has been a complete switch in offensive possession here, as you know, Illusion has just been stuck on their goal line, not able to do anything. As Smashy takes the shot, looks for the double tap, doesn't connect. Now it's D-Lynch looking to continue control, pinch back into the middle of the goal line, and there is Crisps with a shot right middle, but it's cleared up. That was a beautiful, lucky clear. Now it's continued pressure here as D-Lynch looks to challenge that, gets the connection, keeps it up towards the middle to Smashy, and that is in!
What a pass from D-Lynch. Gets that 50 and Landon follows it so quickly. Such a nice play from him. And a bit of around the grounds news as well. Montezuma do take game 2 against DSQ to go 2-0 up in that series. So we see both of these lower bracket series going to 2-0 immediately. We'll see if either of them can produce that reverse sweep. Firen, they'll be looking to do just that, and that goal from Smashy will set them on their way. Crisps now hitting that one forward. Smashy's up, looking for the top high. Who's there to follow it? Rebmob, not really challenged there, but D-Lynch, nice touch off the ceiling. Kingsman gets that touch. Smashy, what a first touch. The control, the flip reset. Kingsman coming from behind. As soon as he saw Smashy go up, he knew the danger that was presenting himself, and fair play to him. He did so well to cut it out.
And now Smashy sending a pass down to Chris. Chris looking for that double tap by Kingsman on the back wall, absolutely refusing to allow that to happen. And now it was a crazy fast whiff by D-Lynch, but again, now it's back more, Redmob up, Kingsman off the sidewall here. D-Lynch intercepts that, keeps the ball in play. Crisps pass. D-Lynch gets bumped out of the play. Could have had a beautiful shot on that, but still manages to make connection. D-Lynch is really finding connections where there really shouldn't be any now as Chris drops it mid, but Rebmob picks it up. Now Kingsman pass, Redmond looking to get that demo, clearing up the net, but it does not matter. It's now Chris back on that offensive, gets read by Cashier, and now it's back downfield with a big boom, smashy, beautiful catch in the air, carrying it up solo, tries to get it over Red Mob. There is no doing that. You'll have to try just a little bit harder. But now it's Red Mob in the air, over D-Lynch, gets it. The flip reset. Now it's Kingsman, Cashier. Kingsman again. It's still bouncing off the boost. Smashy just plays it patiently and keeps it safe.
Illusion so close to an equalizer. Just over 30 seconds left for them to find one. Smashy, flip reset. That's a pass to Crisps. Redmob cuts it out. D-Lynch, a bit of an awkward touch. Kingsman coming down. Redmob takes it away, but doesn't find the net. Smashy now just trying to kill time and does so well. The control on that is beautiful. Crisps taking this one forward. Redmob blocks it out though. Redmob gets it past D-Lynch. Not a lot of boost. Leaves it out for Kingsman, but Crisps can save that one out. The time is ticking down. They need something. Cashier doesn't find the touch. Redmob now has to keep this ball off the ground, into the middle, off the ceiling. Smashy's there. Smashy drops it down. Reverse sweep begun for Firen.
Yeah, that was an absolutely fantastic play. We were talking about how we wanted the other two players on Fear and really to step up. And, you know, I think we saw Chris in that last match, and D-Lynch was still yet to really show his colors. And there it was, D-Lynch, absolutely fantastic performance, really a catalyst on some of those plays, keeping the ball. And that we saw that fantastic read off of shouldn't have been able to get that catch, but recovers, passes it mid for that goal. Fantastic showing here from Fearin, and this is what they're going to need to keep going. You know, it's still a tight game, but it's now a reverse sweep started, 2-1 in the series, and I think they definitely have the potential to take this to the game 5 as we predicted.
Yeah, Firen, they're gonna try and reverse sweep this one, and that game was a very solid performance, but still a 1-goal game. Both of these teams so close together as they have been all season long. Both of these teams, the first and second seed, coming from the Ignis Conference. The pretty clear first and second seed in the Ignis Conference. And both of these teams really felt like a step above everyone else, albeit Firen were a little bit slow to start the season. But once they got going, they didn't really stop, and they'll be looking to not stop here in the lower bracket, and that is a great way to start off game 4. Smashy off the kickoff gets them off to an absolute bang.
Yeah, it was beautiful face-off challenge here from Fearin. First goal in the game, 2 seconds down. This is looking fantastic. Now as we go to our second face-off, let's see what type of techniques they got here for us. Smashy looking to cause some offensive, getting the bump on Redmob, and attempted pinch in, but Kingsman wins that 50. And now it's looking dangerous here for Illusionary. And D-Lynch looks down, but it's in. Smashy, that was a bit chaotic. I didn't know what to call on any of those plays. It just flowed and everyone going for it. But at the end of the day, it's in. It is 2-0 for Fearin.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know what to call, because I don't think any of those players would have known what to call. Don't think any of them would have known what happened. But coming out of it, Firen, they are 2-0 up. A great start for them in this game 4. And yeah, such a good start. They need to keep this up though. They cannot let the lead drop. They want to keep this lead, maybe get a few more as well to really put the pressure on Illusion. But D-Lynch taking it forward, no boost. Kingsman can clear that one out. Cashier trying to follow it. Gets the touch off the sidewall. Crisps, big boom down. A few demos coming through. These teams getting a little bit physical here. Smashy off the sidewall. What can he do? Tried to use his flip there, but I think it just ran out just at the worst time possible. What a dunk from D-Lynch though. Smashy's up. Smashy to the backboard. Can't find the double though. You wanted in the sink that one. Crisps now off the sidewall. Doesn't get the corner. Doesn't get the double, sorry. D-Lynch, shot. Smashy can't get the redirect, but that's a pass actually. I didn't see that one coming. Great vision from him. Doesn't quite find it though on that occasion. Redmob taking it up. 50 with Smashy, gets another 50 on that as well. Kingsman up high, save from Crisps. Smashy taking this one forward, looks for the 50, but that one just sent right over to the other side. D-Lynch off the sidewall. Smashy taking this one into the middle. Crisps, not a lot of boost and backwards, but does so well. Does that one find its way in? Rebmob manages to save it out, but what a play from Crisps.
Yeah, the patience, control, and confidence to pull off something like that at this level of play. Fantastic. And there's a shot from Cashier, and it's in. It is 2-1 so far. They managed to bring that back down to 1. There's that shot off the sidewall from Kingsman. Cashier gets it just behind D-Lynch, and there's that goal. The opening goal for their scoreline.
Yeah, Illusion, they get one back, and with 3 minutes left, they have plenty time to get another. Crisps, the touch forward. Rebmob on the backboard. Kingsman gets that touch. Rebmob a bit awkward here, but gets a nice touch there. Mashy now on the sidewall. Not a lot of boost to work with, but gets that one into the middle anyway. D-Lynch with the shot! And no one from Illusion can do anything about that. D-Lynch finishes it off, puts Firing back with a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, that was beautiful control. Reddit slowed it down just enough to get it in the goal here. As Smash is up looking for that double tap, but Kingsman, beautiful read, saw it coming a mile away. Now it's cross center to Rebmob, but it is missed. Crispy looking to drop that down. Still popped up awkwardly in the air. Cashier gets that read. A little bit of awkward ping pong in here between Smashy and Crisps, but it is back. Smashy gets it past one orange player. Now it's Crisp, but Kingsman gets it back in play. 50 coming through Crisps. A little awkward here from Rebmob, but Rebmob manages to bring it up and keep it going towards the blue half of the field. Now it's Smashy off the wall, challenged by Cashier. Crisps keeps it mid. Now it's Smashy looking to get that little tap back, pick up upside down. It's a beautiful attempt. And it's right back down to the blue half of the field here. It's been ping-ponging back and forth.
Rebmob 50's that one. Crisp can take it away. Cashier gets blocked. Who's up for that? It is Kingsman. A touchdown right to Chris. That's a bit of a team bump there from the Illusion defense, but not punished for it just yet. D-Lynch off to Smashy. Got a few cars swarming around him. Gets bumped off of that one. Rebmob off the backboard. D-Lynch can clear that one out, but Cashier keeps that ball firmly planted in the green side of the field. Smashy onto the sidewall, gets a 50 as well, but Kingsman right there to follow it. Such a good follow from him. Cashier into the middle, Smashy's there, gets a high touch. A few wall dashes coming through, manages to beat out Rebmob really nicely. Cashier taking that one across the net. A little bit risky, but no one from Firing there to capitalize. D-Lynch, a bit of a miss there. This is dangerous. Rebmob can't get it past Crisps though, really well defended. Crisps, another touch. Time is ticking down for Illusion. They need 2 goals, and they need them quickly.
Yeah, this has been fantastic showing, especially from D-Lynch, I gotta say, like, really stepping up to the plate on this match. And now Smashy up, looking to get over one, leaves it dropped down because he was just a little bit out of boost here. Crisps keeps it mid, but there's a demo comes through on D-Lynch, which protects that rotation. Smashy's back up, flips it over, down, challenges, Cashier plays it safe and patiently, and now a shot high, and it's almost in. Crisp just manages to get it just off the post, and it saves it out. What a fantastic, potentially lucky play, but keeping it 3-1. This is going to be game 2 for Fearin. Second game in this reverse sweep. We're now 2-2 in the series. This is the final game. We're a match point.
Yeah, and barring an absolute miracle, Nox will be getting swept by Montezuma in our other matchup. So it's looking like the winner of this match will be playing that Montezuma team. And yeah, we've got another game 5. We've got another attempt at a reverse sweep here. And I'm just going to keep an eye on the chat, but once again, I don't think we have a timeout call coming through, and once
timeout.
again. No, that was me asking them.
Oh, timeout, yeah.
I am definitely not good enough to be on one of these teams, but yeah, no timeout coming through from Illusion, and we will be getting into Game 5 very, very soon.
Yeah, this is proving to be exactly as exciting as we planned. It is not just Illusion versus Fearin now. It is now Char versus Zach as well for the prediction.
Yeah.
Let's see who makes it through this round, who gets knocked out, who gets sent home. It is the last game of the series, Fearin versus Illusion. Here we are getting this match underway. It's been an exciting series, 2 exciting series on the B stream, and it's going to continue being extremely incredible all day now as we go into this face-off. Smashy gets the win. Red Mob there to collect, but Crisp tries to get in the way, but Red Mob really just faster to the ball. Now Cashier up, gets it off the back wall, rebound. Crisps is there to keep it safe. Smashy up. Double commit there, but from Red Mob, but manages to keep it safe now as Crisp gets the shot. Kingsman clears out. D-Lynch straight under the hood of Red Mob. Now he's up in the air. Interception from D-Lynch.
Crisps can't get that one out. Smashy looking to take this one forward. Not a lot of boost to work with though. Beat out by Kingsman. Red Mob onto the side. D-Lynch. A bit awkward there, but Fire in there, keeping this ball in the Illusion half. That's a shot from Smashy, but a fairly tame one, fairly easy for Red Mob to get out. Smashy collects this one, looking to take it forward. Has the ball as well. Smashy off the ceiling, not a lot of boost, but almost doesn't need it. The basketball shot almost coming through there. One of my favorite shots in Rocket League. D-Lynch now has the shot and finds the bottom corner. Rev Mob facing the wrong way on to deal with that one. All 3 Illusion players got caught in the same corner, and D-Lynch spots the weak point and snipes it. Firing on their way to the reverse sweep. Illusion, they need a goal to stop that from happening.
And so far, I believe every single time we've seen Firen up by 1 at the beginning, it has been a win for them. Illusion's going to be looking to dismantle that trend here as D-Lynch picks it up off the wall. Red Mob intercepts. It's straight down to Chris, but given to Smashy. And now Smashy looking to set that up in mid, leaves it dry. Kingsman shot by D-Lynch, and it is in. 2 shots for D-Lynch, 2 goals. Absolutely fantastic. We're now 2-0 for Fearin in this crucial game.
Yeah, D-Lynch, 2 goals for him already in this game. 2 assists for Smashy as well. And a great start to get off to for this game 5. Kingsman can't quite find that one. Smashy off the backboard, looking to air dribble this one out. Gets a flip reset on it. Smashy, double flip reset, almost finds it. Chris can't quite get the 50. That one might just roll. That's not quite into the net. Smashy, please score a double flip reset. That'd be so fun to see.
Yeah, and there, Smashy just tried to slow it down. Wasn't able to get it to over enough players. Everyone from Illusion managing to get back here to mount this next offensive pass up in the air to Kingsman. Now D-Lynch off the back wall over Cashier. Doesn't get that second connection, but Crisp is there to get that 50, keep it in play. Red Bob now with the ball, looking to get it through Smashy. As Smashy plays it beautiful, keeping it safe. Now Cashier's up, Crisp off the back wall. Rotations have been absolutely on point from this firing squad here. And there's another beautiful save coming through from D-Lynch. Illusion peppering the net with as much as they can, but nothing is getting through this firing defense. And is now a little bit of a double commit here. But Red Mob sending it back into the blue half of the field. Smashy 50'd.
Red Mob now off the ceiling, can't quite take that one. Crisp gets a 50 on it. That's a shot to the backboard. Red Mob has the shot, but Chris can save that one out. Time is slowly ticking away for Illusion. They do not have a lot of it to work with. That's another shot. Crisps can find the 3rd goal here. Illusion, you need to step up now or your season is over.
Yeah, that was a beautiful slot, upper right corner. This time it's Chris getting that shot. Now Red Mob looking to answer back right away, gets it over, but saved from Crisps. Chris now with a savior, I believe, absolutely putting in the performance now as Dealinch goes up. Smashy looking to cause a little bit of chaos on that goal line, but it is sent across wide. Red Mob really kind of giving it slowly, giving Chris the time to do what he wants, and this allows Fearin to really stay in control of this offensive attack. Now Smashy up, getting that second touch, third touch, keeping it in play. Red Mob backing up, playing it nice and calmly, trying to pop it up and over everybody. Bump coming through, Cashier's up in the air, looking for that playthrough, but Smashy interferes. Beautiful read. Cashier maybe looking for that redirect, but it goes wide off the ball, and now it's another Fire in offensive.
Crisp gets a high touch there. Cashier gets it forward. Illusion needs something. They need it quickly. The time is ticking down. After going 2-0 up in this series, they may have just thrown it away. Dealinch fakes it out for Smashy. Cashier saves that one away. But at this point, I don't think it will really matter. Illusion, the massive favorites for this series, going into it. It seemed like a lot of people would have them winning. Red Mob makes it a little bit interesting, but at this point, Zach, I don't see it.
Yeah, unless they can pull off some two fantastic kickoff plays. I haven't really seen enough unique strategies come out of either team here to really think that's going to make a difference, but you never know. Still 8 seconds left. They look to give that free here, fake it. Red Mob tries to get the shot, doesn't quite pass mid, and almost in, and there is Smashy with the game-ending save. They are moving on. Illusion is out. Basically, all the caster predictions are in absolute shambles. This is incredible.
I think it was just one person who had Illusion going out 5th to 6th, and that one person must be feeling absolutely great about themselves right now. Can't quite. It was Chebs. It was Chebs. I'm glad Chebs is feeling great about. Let's all give a shout out to Chebs. Chebs. But yeah, Firein, they manage to pull off the reverse sweep, and what a series that was. 11 goals to 8, 42 shots to 38, 24 saves apiece, 50-50 ball possession. Both of these teams so evenly matched throughout this series. What a series. And our series MVP, I'm personally, Zach, I'm absolutely shocked by that name that's come up there, personally.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, I gotta say though, you know, I think everybody kind of played their part in this. I think I saw Dealinch really come up in the last series, but Smashy just, you know, consistent throughout, and that's what gets you the MVP in these types of series, these close calls, is who can be the most consistent throughout. It is still fantastic. So congrats to Smashy, congrats to the entire Fire and team. It was fantastic, you know, going the distance, taking it to game 5, getting that reverse sweep. I believe, unfortunately, my camera is gone here. So
Where have you gone?
Gone into the void.
Yeah, Firein, what a performance from them, and we don't want to look at the void, so let's pull up our bracket to have a look at what is in store next for this. R.I.P. Can we have a moment of silence for Zach, please, everyone? Okay, moment done. Looking at our bracket, next up on the B stream here, we will have Firein versus Montezuma, and then on the A stream, we will have the upper final of Inferno versus Vulcan. I believe you are going through to the A stream for that series, Zach, so let's hope that you have come back to life by then. But we have some great action for you next up here. Firein versus Montezuma on the B stream. Make sure you don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back at you after a very short break.
Do you struggle to rank up in Rocket League? Are you stuck in Diamond while your other friends flex their SSL title? Well, look no further. I have partnered up with LTXAcademy as a coach, and we are ready to boost your gameplay. With multiple tournaments and trophies won and thousands of dollars earned, I will cater to your needs and make sure you get to that next level. I'm also doing discounted prices for the first 10 days, so you do not want to miss out. And you are also probably thinking,
CMOS, how do I book a session with you?
well, that's easy. Just open up that fancy browser of yours, type metafy.gg/@cmasorl_, pick a session to your liking, book a time, and bang, you're booked, and I'll see you in the call. Once again, that's metafy.gg/@cmasorl_.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. We're the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Waiting for your storm to settle as I look toward the sea. Dust in your eyes like the water as the tide it consumes me. You would never save me if my walls came down. Head is underwater, you would let me drown. Watching as I suffocate. Darling, pull the trigger, honey, steal my crown. Choke me till I black out, put your hands around. Cut out my heart, I'm guilty. She said, worship me, for murder. Fill the forest with your kin. You would never save me if my walls came down. Head is underwater, you would let me drown. Watching as I suffocate. Darling, pull the trigger, honey, steal my crown. Choke me till I black out, put your hands around. Cut out my heart, I'm guilty. Worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free. Worship me, worship me. I control the air you breathe. Worship me, worship me. My forgiveness sets you free.
Do you struggle to rank up in Rocket League? Are you stuck in Diamond while your other friends flex their SSL title? Well, look no further. I have partnered up with LTXAcademy as a coach, and we are ready to boost your gameplay. With multiple tournaments and trophies won and thousands of dollars earned, I will tailor to your needs and make sure you get to that next level. I'm also doing discounted prices for the first 10 days, so you do not want to miss out. And you are also probably thinking,
CMOS, how do I book a session with you?
well, that's easy. Just open up that fancy browser of yours, type metafy.gg/@cmasorl_, pick a session to your liking, book a time, and bang, you're booked, and I'll see you in the call. Once again, that's metafy.gg/@cmasorl_.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
I'm the storm that meets the moon. I'm the sun that will not move. Do you think you are? Who do you think you
Welcome back, everyone, to the RSC, and we expected not to have your camera, so that's why there was a RIP 2.0, but we do have your camera. I'm Shar, joined alongside me for his very first RSC cast, very first appearance on the RSC. It is Blaze. Blaze, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellently, thank you very much. How are you?
I am not bad at all. Already casted 2 excellent matchups on the B stream. I'm the man of the B stream tonight, and 2 very, very exciting matchups. If we can take a look at our bracket, just a quick recap of today's action so far. We are down to our top 4 teams. 4 teams have already gone home tonight, and we are down to this final 4 of Inferno, Vulcan, Firen, and Montezuma. This proves to be a great day, and one thing I really want to highlight is Illusion. The favorites for the tier, they go double loss and go out.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Obviously, I don't think anybody expected Vulcan to 3-1 them, and I don't think anybody expected Berserkers to be able to take that game there against them. Sorry, no, I'm losing my marbles. I don't think anybody expected Firen after Firen beat Berserkers, Firen to beat Illusion and make it into the lower semi-final. But it's going to be an exciting one nonetheless.
100%, and a recap of a few other series. Nox managed to reverse Sweet Tempest in their first series, but then get swept out by Montezuma. Berserkers lose out to Firen in Game 5 overtime in their first round. So a lot of Game 5s here. 4 out of the 6 series we have had so far have all gone to Game 5. It has been a very, very exciting day. But for now, on this stream, we will be focusing on that Firen versus Montezuma matchup. Firen coming out of a reverse sweep against Illusion. They went 2-0 down and managed to bring it back. Montezuma coming out of a sweep against Nox. So both of these teams having won 3 games on the bounce. But for one of these teams, and this game 1 at least, that streak will end, and we'll see who can carry their momentum the best into this series.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to say, Firing looking a very good position. Obviously, after beating Illusionary, obviously the predicted favourites for this bracket. Obviously, coming off of a 3-0 win, both teams have, so it's difficult to say which team has more momentum going into it. So it's going to be a very exciting one, nonetheless.
100%. And before we get underway here, Blaze, we do need to give some predictions on our side. I got my last one right, so I'm hoping to keep that up. I don't get many of them right, so maybe a little streak at the end of the season for me. But on this one, I'm going to trust in Firing. I'm going to keep the trust in Firing, and I'm going to give it 3-1 in the favor of Firing.
Yeah, I think it's hard to vote against Firing at this sort of stage. Obviously, they've had quite a difficult run as it goes, and they've performed under the pressure. So I'd go 3-1 also for Firing. But, of course, predictions are only predictions, and we can only wait to see how the games progress.
100%, and we are just waiting on one team getting in the lobby. So before that, we do have to mention that right now we have the upper final in Master, the lower semi in Master, but also we have being played right now the Challenger Grand Final that was delayed from last weekend and has been rescheduled for tonight right now. So I'll try and keep the stream updated on that as we go along. Obviously, Owls start with a 1-0 lead in that series because they did win the first game before. It was unfortunately called off due to the Rocket League servers having some issues on the days that it was scheduled to play. That's a sentence that no one has ever said before, Rocket League servers having some issues.
Yeah, never heard that one before. It's almost like it's a tale as old as time, that one, really, isn't it? Yeah, I for one of it very much at the start of this RSC season myself, so I understand what some players are going through, but unfortunately it does happen. We've got to play through it and see how the rest of today goes.
Yeah, that one will be on the Twitch channel of our admin, very good admin, Reptic. So if you want to keep an eye on that one as well, have that on another tab. But don't turn us off for that. We'll be right here covering this matchup. We are still waiting on one of the teams joining in. So you'll have to deal with us yapping for just a little bit longer. But that is one of my specialties, Blaze. I love to yap. I love to talk. And we'll see how this goes. Both of these teams coming off of that 3 games on the bounce in their last series, obviously. And both of these teams will have momentum. But I think Montezuma might have just a little bit more because they haven't lost today. No, sorry, Montezuma have lost today. Firing will have a little bit more. Got my teams mixed around a little bit there. They haven't lost today. Firing have not lost today. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Montezuma have lost today. They lost in that upper bracket to Inferno. But we do have, at long last, all of the players in the lobby. So we can stop talking, stop yapping, and get all our players on the field. Get the main event of the Rocket League, the final match for the B stream today as we get underway with game number 1.
Yeah, Smashy taking 50 with Jazz on the sideball there. D-Lynch looking to try and get something on this. Going to take that one towards the corner. Gets the misread, and Crisps is already up super early. Gets the reset. Jazz and Vix on the backboard looking to try and get something on that. Not fantastic, and Smashy couldn't put that one away, and Crisps is going to take this one back and try and recenter as he finds the pass to Smashy. Smashy with lots of space up in the air. Tries to go over one. Gets the bump on one and might find his way in. It's a fantastic save by Jazz.
Dimitri now taking it forward. D-Lynch blocks it out though. D-Lynch can't get the touch on that one. Crisps leaving out for Smashy. This is dangerous. This is always dangerous. Dimitri can deal with that one fairly comfortably. Wix now, good control on the backboard. Now, but can't find that one. Smashy's there for it. Crisps has the shot, but right into Jazz. D-Lynch is there to follow it up, firing a quick start in the lower semis.
Yeah,
Now we
absolutely. Really, really good pressure there. Obviously, just under a minute in. All of them, all of the boost, putting on all the pressure, and they're not going to stop now as Crisps looks to try and get a 50 with Jazz on the backboard, and Dimitri forced to clear it away. Smashy with 0 boost, fires it all the way to the left-hand side where Crisps and Dimitri both dive at it. Wicks going to try and go for that one. Jazz jumps at that one as well. A bit of a double commit, and Wicks manages to recover that one nicely.
Jazz now coming backwards. Crisps off the corner, looking for the triple. Can't quite find it though. Wicks gets beat out by Smashy. Jazz, that's a shot onto the net. That's a bit awkward. Wicks can turn that shot into a pass. Really nice from Wicks to cut that off and just add the power that that shot lacked. Crisps, absolutely nothing that he can do on the back line there. And Montezuma, they managed to tie it up. Chris can't find that shot onto the net. Jazz off the sidewall. Wicks can't get that one forward. I think Blaze's mic is struggling a little bit, so I'll keep talking for now, see if we can get that one sorted out. Dimitri, touch forward, gets another flip reset as well. D-Lynch off the backboard. Can't quite get that one. Air dribbling it out. Jazz should be able to collect this. Touch into the middle. Smashy now has control. Gets a flip reset, but can't connect with that one. Montezuma manages to keep that one out. Wicks taking it forward now. Smashy off the sidewall. Jazz can't quite get the shot on there. Chris boom forward, but Wicks can get that one. D-Lynch keeping it. And something I'm noticing right now is neither team is really taking control of this ball. Both teams are just kind of throwing it away, like throwing it at each other, and no team is really taking command here and really kind of putting their mark on this series. It's a lot of boom ball, it's a lot of not keeping it close, and at the Master Division you really need to try and keep it close. But D-Lynch can find the goal. As I was saying, that Chris does just that, an air dribble off the ceiling. Jazz cannot connect. D-Lynch there to slot that one into that bottom corner. Firing, get their lead restored here, and we'll be looking to add to it. D-Lynch touch into the middle. Jazz to the backboard. Dimitri leaves it out. All 3 players from Montezuma are a bit high here, but Firing don't have the facilities to capitalize. Dimitri off the sidewall. Smashy can air dribble this one up. Gets another touch as well. A few wall dashes coming through. That one's not gonna come off though. D-Lynch to the backboard. Jazz can clear that one down the pitch. Smashy, a high touch. That one's looming. Smashy can't get that one. Wicks, touch off to the side. Dimitri controls. Crisps. Smashy, this is dangerous. Looks for the backboard. Doesn't quite find it though. Wicks can take this one away. D-Lynch can't get the touch there. Nice flip reset from Wicks. Chris is a bit awkward here. Dimitri has the ball high. Smashy saves it. Crisps over to the side. Wicks can control and get nothing really there. Jazz has possession. Jazz can't find the shot. Wicks looking for the shot but doesn't quite find it. D-Lynch can get it out here. Jazz needs to race back and get something on this ball. Looking for that shot from Crisps, and Crisps finds that goal. Firing, get a 3-1 lead, and we do have our other caster back in the lobby at long last. And Blaze, you're coming back to Firing being in the driver's seat for this game 1.
Yeah, I've been watching it on my phone while I was doing a quick PC restart. I do apologise for that inconvenience. By the way, my Wi-Fi was playing up a little bit. Firing really on the front foot at the minute, getting everything pretty spot on. Obviously, that second goal, a fairly open goal for them, but they have to score it at the end of the day. Yeah, you would have thought that Montezuma would have done slightly better, but at the end of the day, firing, doing what they have to right now, and they're under a bit of pressure, but they seem to be soaking it up nicely.
Dimitri into the middle. D-Lynch can get that one out. Looking for the double maybe, but doesn't quite get it. But with time ticking down, it won't really matter. Firing, they manage to take this game one, get off to a really, really good start in this series, and they will be looking to continue just like that.
Yeah, amazing start for firing with Neat. As you would expect going into this game, they got so much momentum on their side. Obviously, having to, as we spoke about it in the pre-stream, having so many difficult matches that they've had to face to get through this far. It's no surprise that they've taken the lead. But if Montezuma can just tighten up their defense, if they can just tighten up some of their positioning and get their rotation slightly better, this could become a very competitive game. We saw it with Wix's shot. There is teamwork to be found in this roster. They just got to show it.
Yeah, 100%. They need to start playing together more rather than a team of 3 individuals, and that is what Firen are doing so well. They're playing as a team. They play like they have been playing together for a very, very long time, and using that chemistry to their fullest advantage. We have RIP 2.5. Let's go. There's so many RIPs. The RIP 2.5 comes back for just a second. Made a slight appearance there. I wonder how many RIPs we are going to get up to, as I don't know about you, Blaze. I've just got kicked out of the lobby. Are you fine?
I've just been removed from the lobby as well. I said no reservation found, so we might need to wait for the lobby to get remade real fast. But for now, we can talk about how good that firing offense was. They were so dominant going forward, and their defense just seemed a lot tighter and a lot better positioning than their opposition. And it was hard for the opposition with the Azteca roster to be able to break their way through.
Yeah, and the lobby, I think we're resetting it, so I'll just say for the players to reset the lobby quickly, because we do not have Shattered in right now. I'm the only one in. The lobby should be closed down now, and we should be able to start up a new lobby momentarily and get this show back on the road. And yeah, I was keeping the old lobby up. I was in the wrong lobby. That was my bad. And we will get a new lobby up now, and we will hopefully get all the players in as quickly as possible. We have all the players in. We will be able to get this game 2 underway. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's go.
Lovely swift turnaround there. Really well, very well done by the staff to be able to rectify that small error. And that might throw a spanner in the works based on forward momentum. Both teams get a slightly longer break than they might have thought, and we'll see if that affects this game in any real way, or if Firen are going to keep dominating going forward.
Kind of a little built-in timeout for Azteca there, maybe. Just not needing to use up their official one, but getting a little bit of time to just relax, a little bit of time to talk things out and work out what you've got to do to get back into this series. But it's only 1-0, and even if it does go to 2-0, we've seen many reverse sweeps today, but they won't want it to go to that, and they won't want to need to resort to that. A great demo from Wix on Smashy. Dimitri, a wide open net. Montezuma, a great start.
Yeah, Smashy, your last man back there, and the last thing you want is for him to get demoed. There's no one even really around him, and Wix just sits there on the goal line, almost waiting for that ball to find its way in, and Dimitri does just that. Now, Firen needs to be able to respond here, but it doesn't look like that Montezuma are going to let up. But Firen, you know, we've seen them we've seen their offense in the last game. We've seen it throughout the entire bracket thus far. We know how good they can be going forward. And Smashy, good clearance off the backboard there, but they need to be able to soak up some more of this pressure, because they seem to be on the back foot at the moment.
Dimitri has a shot opportunity maybe, but Crisps can cut that one out. Wicks now off to the right side, into lots of space, but Smashy can collect this one off the corner, trying to take it high, doesn't find anything there. Crisps gets the 50, that one's a bit awkward. D-Lynch opts out of challenging for that one, but manages to get something on that ball. Jazz taking it forward, over one to the backboard. That one's dropping into the middle, but Wicks wasn't there, courtesy of a D-Lynch demo. Now, firing on the attack. D-Lynch into the middle for Crisps. That's a high touch, looks for the flip reset. Jazz can block that one. D-Lynch, touch underneath. Wicks, big pinch, but that's not exactly what he wanted. D-Lynch has the shot and finds the net. Smashy, the bump at the back post. Nothing that the Montezuma defense can do. Bumps out Wicks. Jazz can't get there. 1-1.
Both goals from both teams coming in extraordinarily similar fashion, both either because of a bump or a demo. We might see that a little bit more going forward if these teams struggle to start being able to break through each other. But I've seen many times in the past some bumps making players overcommit a bit more than they might want to, and that can cause some problems, so they just need to make sure they get that under control. But for now, executed to perfection. As Smashy and Dimitri take a 50, that ball's sent towards the backboard, and Jazz takes control of it. Crisp jumps straight past it. Jazz, full control of that big flick, gets over D-Lynch, and Smashy diving at him, not a lot of boost off the post, and Crisps forced to throw that one towards the backboard. Smashy gets a touch on it to try and slow down some of this offense, and Crisp taking 50, but that's not great as there's two players there. D-Lynch under a bit of pressure, he can't get around that. There's a player in the middle, and Wicks finding the back of the net. And I was talking about it before, the double commit there, both players in the same position. D-Lynch in such an awkward place, and one ball straight into the front post, and Wicks doing absolutely perfectly.
Montezuma reinstate their lead. They get back in front with just under half of the game to go. Maybe a chance for another one here. D-Lynch beats out that one nicely though and gets a nice double. That's onto the backboard. That's a high bounce. Crisps trying to follow that one. Wicks can get the touch, but Crisps does get something on that ball. Dimitri, not a lot of boost to work with. Does quite well though. Smashy reads it all the way. Crisps onto the sidewall. Smashy back to Crisps. Air dribble attempts here. Looking for the 50. That one's dropped down. No one there for firing. That's a high pop. Who's there? It's Smashy. Onto the sidewall. Can't get the follow. Jazz sends that one right back down the other end. It's back to the drawing board here for firing. Not a lot of time to work with. Just over a minute 30. But with one goal, it is definitely doable. But you really need to look a bit more threatening than they have in this game too. Montezuma, they've kind of like shored up their defense quite a lot and really made it difficult for Firen to break through.
Yeah, sorry, as I was going to say, it's difficult to know whether it's the Montezuma defense that's making the Firen offense look poor, or if Firen genuinely haven't had a lot going forward this game. But Montezuma putting on so much pressure that they haven't really given the opposition a chance to do anything, as Jazz getting a small touch on that to maybe put out of his own goal. But D-Lynch with a flick towards the corner. Oh. What a save that is from Dimitri, keeping that one out. How's he done that?
I don't quite know, but he has, and Montezuma hold their lead for now. Now Wicks hitting that one back down the other side. Crisps can save that one out. Smashy taking it forward. Jazz is there though. D-Lynch misses that touch. This is dangerous. Jazz has full control here, but not a lot of boost. Dimitri gets beat up by Smashy. Smashy dives at that one. Can't get the second though. Firen so passive here. They don't have the liberty to be this passive. They need a goal. 20 seconds. Crisps touch forward. Dimitri, nice catch, nice air dribble as well. Flip reset, taking it low. Smashy 50s it out, but Wicks can take that off his hands. Backboard, 10 seconds left. Smashy needs to get this one down the other end of the pitch. Does just that. Crisps has the shot. The bomb comes through. Crisps levels it up right at the buzzer.
Smashy with such a crucial bump to get rid of Dimitri, and the first pass wasn't there, but the second one was, as Crisps picks that one up right at the death. 2-2 with 2 seconds to go, and I imagine this ball will probably drop down for an overtime, but Dimitri might be able to get on the end of that as it does find its way down eventually, and Firen giving themselves an opportunity to be able to take this one after Montezuma looks so dominant throughout this entire game, you have to say.
Be a real shame if they threw this one away. Crisps almost finds the net on that occasion. Smashy can't get that one past. Wicks, high touch. Dimitri beats out Crisps. D-Lynch now on the backboard. Hits that over to the side. Wicks cannot get the touch on that, but recovers it. D-Lynch, Jazz. Big touch to the side. Dimitri can get the double on that one and follow it maybe. A bump on Smashy. Jazz to the backboard. Another touch off the backboard, but Smashy cuts it out, and now maybe some danger down the other end. D-Lynch, a heavy touch, leaves Dimitri in a decent position to get that one away. The 50 in the midfield comes out. Wicks onto the sidewall. Crisps, nice block off the ceiling, but Dimitri's there. Smashy and D-Lynch very close together here. Might prove costly. Jazz doesn't quite find the net on that one, but just like regulation, this overtime has been almost entirely Montezuma's.
We're seeing relentless offense from Montezuma here. They're first to every single ball. Firing, having to just throw themselves out there to try and keep this one out the net. Giving away possession once again there, giving Montezuma so much time, so much space, so much control. As D-Lynch with a pretty awkward touch there. A bump opportunity for Jazz. And Chris going to dive past that one. Wicks looking to get a touch on it as Dimitri beats out the first man. And there's a decent 50 for Montezuma as Dimitri finds Wicks, who pops that one up towards the ceiling. And D-Lynch with no boost. How much boost does this team have combined? Not a lot really, as Dimitri plays one into the corner. Smashy doing everything he can to clear that one out. And Wicks going to have to make something work with that as Jazz grabs the corner boost, gets a pinch off the wall, and Dimitri cuts that one out. And we're just seeing so much offense. It just seems right now to fire and a throwing away. There's more, but Smashy with a huge opportunity to go for a double touch there. We might see the momentum shift in Fire's favour if they can do something now.
Firein have finally broken out of the Montezuma stranglehold here, but now they find the winner. So awkward at the front post, and you have to say that one's just a misplay from Dimitri. Jazz maybe didn't call it out. Dimitri panicked, just jumped off the backboard, and really did not need to touch that. Firing against the run of play massively, but they take game 2 and they go 2-0 up in the series, and they'll be looking to not get reverse swept like they managed to do to Illusion.
It's a fatal mistake there from Jazz. I don't know what quite occurred. I don't know if it was just a panic or whether it was a miscommunication or what. But if you're a Montezuma player, you're gonna feel like you've lost that game as opposed to your teammates winning that game, if you understand what I mean. Obviously, conceding to be 2-2 with 2 seconds remaining, and then conceding in such fashion where you've got 2 players diving at it, one slams your own teammate out the way. Montezuma had so much control, but I feel like they threw that one away a little bit.
Yeah, 100%, and like Shattered said, it was quite anticlimactic the way that goal went in. But a little update for you on that Challenger Grand Final. It is currently 2-1 to Owls. So Eclipse, they managed to get a game, and I think the server's gone down again, hasn't it, Blaze?
It's just gone down for maintenance, yeah. Typical.
Right. Absolutely brilliant. We will be able to get this game underway as quickly as possible. Just waiting to see if we are going to change lobby details or not. We'll wait for production to let us know what is happening. And we do have new lobby details, so we will be joining that lobby. And once again, a little bit of a delay before our next game, but this is just practice for your first RSC cast, Blaze. This is a good experience to learn how to yap. We need to practice our yapping here.
Hey, I'm a pretty good yapper, if you've seen me cast any other leagues or anything. But as I say, it's a really unfortunate situation for Montezuma there. They will feel a bit disheartened by that, but they can't let that affect their game. They had so much pressure, and it's the same situation that happened in the first game. They had to tighten up the defense.
That is just diabolical, Shattered. That is absolutely diabolical and absolutely fair. Continue.
Yeah, probably well deserved. Yeah, they just have to tighten up their defense in those sort of defensive situations, especially when they had so much control going forward, and it felt like the first opportunity that Firing was given, they just took it, and we're not seeing that from Montezuma right now.
Yeah, 100%, and I don't like this disrespect that Shattered is giving us. I'm not having this. I'm not putting up with this anymore. This is what I get when I'm stuck for 3 hours with Shattered Fusion on production. And I am going to keep having a go at him because we are still waiting for one team to rejoin. And yeah, put it on my face because I'm the one who's having a go at you, not Blaze. Don't grab Blaze into this. What is happening right now? This is... this is the RSC. This is what we can do on the B stream. The B stream is a strange place, and yeah, okay, it's finally gone. We finally got Shatter to stop fooling around, but we are still waiting for one team to join the lobby, and that team, they need a reverse sweep here. They've let themselves go 2-0 down in this series, and what am I advertising? I'm so confused. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking. They let themselves go 2-0 down in the series, and they've put themselves in a very, very tough position, but we've seen it can be done. Earlier today, Nox versus Tempest. Nox managed to get that reverse sweep. Earlier on this stream, Firen versus Illusion. Firen, sorry, this very team managed to get that reverse sweep. So, yeah, it's gonna be tough, but it's definitely doable. But at long last, I can stop having beef with Shattered, and we can get this game underway.
Yeah, a reverse sweep in this sort of scenario wouldn't be the most out of character thing that we've seen come out of today, obviously. But also it's against a team like Firen, who just, no matter how much you punch, they just won't go down. But that's a huge 50 from Jazz, as that's gonna slide its way in, and probably against the run of plays so far. But we're seeing after these minor breaks, Montezuma just coming out of the gates fighting, and they won't give up no matter the series score right now.
100%. A great A dribble there from Dimitri. Jazz there to finish it off. And now Firen, maybe they manage to equalize it so quickly. Smashy 50s it on the wall to the backboard. Crisped up so quickly to that Jazz racing back, not quite in time. Crisped levels it up, and we're back to a tied game in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, once again we're seeing, you know, the fact that this Firen team just refuse to give up, and it's causing quite a few problems for Montezuma. Massive bump there by the way. Smashy trying to get on the end of that. Jazz doing really well, but oh, big fake. There might be an opportunity here as Jazz look for the open net. D-Lynch, what a save with zero boost, palming that off to the post, and now they're still under pressure as Chris has got nothing. Needs to look for some sort of touch here, but Jazz looking to palm this one forward. Smashy doing everything you can to get a 50, and this Montezuma team looking so good right now, but they can't put away those sorts of chances, and Firen have been.
Jazz saves that one out, but that's only as far as D-Lynch, the man who made that save, can't find the goal to back it up. That's a 50 that almost finds its way in. Montezuma would have felt hard done by if that one had gone in, but they survive for now. Crisps into the middle. Who's there? Smashy. Saved out by Wix. Crisps now keeping that pressure onto the sidewall. That one's onto the backboard. Jazz gets a nice touch. That's a mid-pass opportunity. A double commit from Firen. Both of them go for it. Dimitri has the shot, and I thought we were about to get some Academy gameplay, but no, this is Master. Dimitri manages to finish it off at the second time of asking and put Montezuma 2-1 up.
Yeah, after that first touch, I wasn't entirely convinced that might make its way in. I didn't know where the Firen players were, or if any of them could get back, but luckily none of them could, as Dimitri didn't get punished by the open net miss. And now Montezuma are on the front foot. Really powerful side touch by D-Lynch. And hopefully we see some more action in this game as Smashy, good control by him, good forward touch, looking for a bump on the goal line. Jazz backflips, and it's back to equal.
They cannot hold a lead. Smashy working that way down the pitch. Jazz really should be doing better with that one, in all honesty, but Firen, they get the equalizer once again here. Montezuma cannot hold their leads here. Chris taking it forward, looking to get the lead for Firen. Smashy, that's a high touch. He's going for it again. Makes it a bit awkward for Chris, actually, with that touch. Maybe didn't need to get the touch on that one. Montezuma just kind of sitting stagnant in their own net, but it's working for now. The crossbar helping them out there from Crisps. D-Lynch, touch into the corner. Jazz can clear that one away. Chris just fakes it out for Smashy. Smashy, air dribble forward, 50 with Wicks. On that again, Smashy taking it forward. Flip a reset to the backboard. D-Lynch can't find the shot. Wicks, not a lot of boost to work with. Looking for the musty flick. Smashy saves it out, so close for Wicks. D-Lynch taking it forward. That one's into the middle. Crisps can't quite find that one. Both of these teams still locked together.
Yeah, huge miss there. I think that Musty had more power than anybody thought it might have. Oh, Crisps up so early to read that corner bounce off of D-Lynch's 50 or dunk really here on Jazz. Crisps up before anyone can even react. Dimitri, no boost to be able to try and position himself in the right place for that. And it's a story of every single game so far. Montezuma, or except for the first one, should I say. Montezuma coming out of the gates with so much offense. But it's the defense which is struggling. What a shot from Jazz! An instant rebuttal. They're shutting me up well quick. That was a huge pass from Wicks. Fakes the flip reset, gets the bounce shot straight into the top right corner.
Perfection on the shot from Jazz. Lovely slot into the top corner. And neither of these teams can hold a lead here. Both of them just, as soon as they score, it feels like the other one's just like, alright, my turn. Neither of these teams can really hold it, and we're at 3-3 in this game with plenty of time still to go. That's a drop down pass. Smashy to the backboard. Wicks can take this one away, but a bit of an awkward touch, and that's a shot for D-Lynch. Saved out. Crisps fakes it out, but Dimitri can save that one as well. Now a counter-attack here for Montezuma. Smashy looking to 50, manages to get it away. Crisps on the sidewall, bit awkward here. Dimitri taking this one back. Wicks dunked out by D-Lynch really nicely. Wicks now onto the sidewall. Timer taking down. 1 minute left for one of these teams to settle it in regulation, or we will have overtime.
It wouldn't be a surprise to see overtime. We know how close some of these games have been, but Montezuma might be fearing it given what happened last time in overtime. What a shot from D-Lynch! Once again, they can't help but shut me up as Dimitri gets bumped by Crisps, and D-Lynch has so much space and bangs that with 114 kph. No one's getting anywhere near that one because he's up so early. And once again, we're seeing Firen. No matter how much pressure they sustain, they've always something going forward.
Wicks now off the corner. Montezuma, they have 35 seconds to get something, or you will be swept out of the tournament. This long season is about to end. That one almost finds its way in. Smashy taking it forward, can't get it in though. Dimitri off the corner. Jazz looking to take it forward. Crisps should be able to collect this one. 10 seconds here for Montezuma. Their tournament life on the line. D-Lynch, a huge touch. The timer is trickling down. Montezuma, they have nothing left. This ball hits the ground. Firing, move on. Montezuma are out.
What a finale that was. Both teams trading back to back blows. Montezuma gave it absolutely everything they had, but in the end, Firen's offense just became too much for them, and the game slipped out of Montezuma's hands. And I don't think 3-1 as a prediction was a bad call in the way of Firen. They had so much momentum going forward. They've had such a difficult run, as I keep on saying. But D-Lynch, I don't know how he managed to keep that one out. The one where he manages to palm it against the post with very minimal boost. And that was probably the turning point of this game. And after that, Firen a fire was lit underneath of them, and the game just fell away from Montezuma.
Yeah, 100%. Firen will move on to face the loser of the upper final in the lower final. And right now, that according to my bracket I have here, that is 1-1 there, but we'll get onto that just a little bit later, as now we look at your series MVP, and it is Crisps, which Smashy for once not getting the MVP for this Firen team. Crisps stepped up massively. What a performance coming out from him. Very, very well deserved.
Yeah, he was so incredibly influential, especially going forward, getting some of those blocks in on the defense as well, picking up a 0.5 goals per shot, which, you know, at this sort of level, getting 1 goal every 2 shots is incredibly high shooting accuracy, and we can't discount the saves as well. 4 saves for him. So well done by him. Well deserved.
Okay, this is. I'm just gonna ignore that, and we're just gonna move on.
Where's the Blazers better than Shattered? You know, we're in the hierarchy here.
Yeah, we see a sweep coming through. Yeah, okay, I knew that was coming. We all knew that was coming. Let's move on. We see a sweep coming through from Firen onto Montezuma, and yeah, a bit of an update around the grounds. Right now we do have, like I said, the upper final being tied 1-1 in the series, and our challenger grand final is tied 2-2 between Owls and Eclipse. A very, very close matchup there. And Firen, they move on. Apparently Firen's Yokai now, and apparently Yokai has already won the lower final. So congratulations to Team Serene Prospect. You're now in the Master Grand Final.
Yeah. Excellent work from them. Not entirely sure how that one's happened, but, you know, fair play to them as performances go. You know, we haven't seen a lot of them, to be fair, so, you know, probably underrated in this tier.
Does this prove that the prospect tier is better than the oh, it's gone. That's upsetting. I was about to say, does this prove the prospect tier is better than the master tier? But I think we'll have to wait a bit to prove that one. I still think it's the case, but we'll see later. And Firen now correctly on the bracket will be facing the loser of the upper final. But that will close out the B stream for the day. It's been a great few matches on this stream, and now the main stream will take it home for the rest of the day. But before we say goodbye, we need to give a little shout out to our sponsors: Badass Studios, SpartanWare with the jersey and the cap, and LTXAcademy as well. Great Rocket League coaching there. And of course, if you are purchasing something in the Rocket League item shop, make sure to use code RSC-eu to keep supporting the league and make sure we can keep running it and keep providing some great content for all of you and some great playing experience as well. But we will give, I'm tempted to not give it to him, but I will give Shattered a little shout out for the production, for clicking the buttons, and for dissing me a little bit as well, for making sure the stream runs all smoothly. That is him right there saying hey. And yeah, that is where we will close down the B stream. Been a pleasure casting with you, Blaze, and we will see you later. Make sure you join on to the main stream and keep in touch for the rest of the Master Playoffs.
Do you struggle to rank up in Rocket League? Are you stuck in Diamond while your other friends flex their SSL title? Well, look no further. I have partnered up with LTXAcademy as a coach, and we are ready to boost your gameplay. With multiple tournaments and trophies won and thousands of dollars earned, I will tailor to your needs and make sure you get to that next level. I'm also doing discounted prices for the first 10 days, so you do not want to miss out. And you are also probably thinking,
CMOS, how do I book a session with you?
well, that's easy. Just open up that fancy browser of yours, type metafy.gg/@cmasorl_, pick a session to your liking, book a time, and bang, you're booked, and I'll see you in the call. Once again, that's metafy.gg/@cmasorl_.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.